Your 2022 Mingus Marauders are on the air. Mingus Marauder Football is brought to you by Jones Ford Verde Valley, Arizona's best since 1970. State Farm Insurance, Jennifer Griffin. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Rock Zoo Screen Printing, where clothing comes to rock. Longfellow Excavating, we dig your ideas. And Northern Arizona Healthcare, improving health, improving people. Your 2022 Mingus Marauder Football is also brought to you by these fine businesses. Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, 3 generations here to serve you. Larry Green Chevrolet, the people place. All Price Insurance, call 634-2311 to get your quote. Gettles High Desert Mechanical, heating, cooling, and plumbing. Don't settle, get Gettles. Your Neighborhood Rice Accounting and Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Sun Country Custom Woodworks, serving all of Northern Arizona with commercial and residential custom cabinets. And Yavapai College, you can, we can, together. And now, your voice of Mingus Marauder Football, Jackie Bessler.
Well, here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Grand Canyon Region play begins tonight as the Mingus Marauders host the Bradshaw Bears. It is a rivalry game. It is a Grand Canyon Region game. It is student versus sensei, as the Mingus Marauder coaches former players for Coach Bob Young and defensive coordinator Neil Dixon out there. Hello, everybody. I'm Jackie Bessler. Nick Yatsinko's along with us. This is going to be an exciting game here this evening.
I'm going to start with the weather because I'm way too excited. It's going to be 75 degrees to kickoff, so Perfect. Finally it's getting cool. And seriously, Jackie, this is going to be an amazing football game versus Bradshaw. It always is. And my old coaches are out there on the Bradshaw side of the field, but playing for them was amazing, and I cannot wait for this game tonight.
It should be a good one. It'll be a very good one. Mingus coming in 4-1 and was number 1 in the Grand Canyon region. However, number 3 in the Grand Canyon region now, because PowerPoints came out and that put Mingus number 3, even though you've got Bradshaw, who is also 4-1, but they're ranked number 11. You've got Coconino ranked at number 16, and so they are going to be at number 2. Mingus at number 18 now becomes number 3 in the Grand Canyon region, but coming in at 4-1. Bradshaw 2-3 record. Don't let that fool you, though. That's a very tough schedule they have played. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to look at Mingus, their opponents. We're going to look Bradshaw, their opponents, and the teams when we return to the cave here at Mingus Union High School after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So, for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Well, it is supposed to be a pink out here today at Mingus Union High School to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the month of October, and it is also First Responders Month or game, so that first responders get into the game for free. And so if I have to slip out because of any unpaid tickets, you're going to be okay, right?
I got it. Don't worry.
Okay, beautiful. That's what I want to hear. All right, so let's take a look at the Mingus Marauders and their schedule so far. 4-1 on the season. They beat Maryvale 48-0 to start the season, lost to Payson in a close one by a score of 17-13, and then beat Independence 47-16. That'd be the last time they gave up points, Nick, because they beat Washington 48-0, and then Deer Valley last week on the road 34-0. So Mingus has scored 82 points and given up 0 points in the last 8 quarters. Mingus has only given up 33 points during the course of the season and scored 190. Now, Mingus has not played the same competition that Bradshaw has played. However, they have played very well against the teams that they're supposed to beat. And when you have 3 shutouts out of 4 victories, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well said. And that's exactly, the Marauders were supposed to take care of business against some, let's just call them a little bit weaker teams in the PowerPoints side, right? So Mingus took care of business. Now on the other side of the table, Bradshaw. Let's go over some of their opponents they've played. Scary. Bradshaw has played playoff teams. I mean, their 3 losses come to all teams that are in the playoffs right now. So they started at Micah Mountain with a win, 41-14. Then Buckeye, they played at home. They lost that 34-22. Buckeye's number 7 right now, so that's a really good team. We've heard nothing but great collegiate kind of comments about their running backs, so that's scary. Then at Combs is number 16. They lost by 2 points to Combs, in which a game that they had control of at multiple points. So another close one to a playoff team. Then Snowflake, they lost 19-3. Snowflake's number 3.
Right.
I mean, dang. Snowflake has really come out of nowhere in the 4A division.
And for the long-term Mingus Marauder fans, that's number 3 in the 4A standings, not number 3 like 3A.
Right.
Yeah, no, not a 3A team
because they've been 3A, right? And now they're number 3 in the 4A division. What a tough team and tough school. And then last week at Thunderbird, they won 37-8. Thunderbird's 3-2, formidable. They had some chances. They still have some chances to make playoffs, but nonetheless, Bradshaw's opponents, all playoff contending teams, and several of them, at least 3, will definitely make playoffs so far that they played. So really, really tough schedule for Bradshaw, and that goes to your point with Bradshaw's played some really stronger teams. They might not have a better record right now, but how you ended it with Mingus, Jackie, you can't ask for going into region play with that kind of a hot streak. I mean, the Marauders shutting out their opponents the last few games. You want to go in with some momentum like that.
Well, you also take into the fact that if you talk to Coach Young and you just bring up the word Combs, and he gets upset because he knows that they should have won that game. Right. Talking to Coach Young and Coach Dixon, they had a chance. A couple of mistakes they played in that Buckeye game, but they had a chance to come back in that one and were unable to get it done. My point being is it's very possible that Bradshaw could be coming into this game 4-1 against that schedule soon.
Yep.
So you take a look at what they did last week against Thunderbird. Thunderbird had 203 passing yards. However, they threw 4 interceptions against Bradshaw. Grady Rose came back after 2 games being injured. He went 3 for 7, 78 yards and 1 touchdown on the road. Gabriel Ricketts is a beast. 20 carries, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And holy cow, was he moving out there. We're going to see a lot of Stevenson in the backfield as well. Leading receiver Tanner Mitchell, 2 receptions for 70 yards out there. But overall, not a lot of turnovers in the game. However, the only score for Thunderbird actually came on an interception. The ball was intercepted in the end zone, and the Bradshaw defensive back was bringing it out and got stripped of the ball. It landed in the end zone and somebody covered it at the 1-yard line. So that's how Thunderbird scored late in the game. In fact, that was their only points coming up in the fourth quarter. It was 24-0 at halftime, 37-0 at the end of 3 quarters. So Bradshaw took care of Thunderbird without a problem. One similarity these two squads have before we go into the Deer Valley game is both of these squads are playing Ironman football. You're going to see a lot of players on both sides of the ball for both Bradshaw and Mingus here tonight.
Right, and that depth chart's real important, especially when you go deeper into the season. And we already know by talking to Dixon about the last week's game that they were able to play some of their younger guys at the end of that game against Thunderbird. So those reps are really, really important. And same for the Marauders. We've been able and had a chance to play some of our younger guys and get their reps because, going into playoffs and region play, depth chart is going to be huge. Last week, Mingus and Deer Valley, it was all Mingus. I mean, really. Deer Valley and Mingus was a little bit lopsided. Deer Valley ends with 58 total yards. Oof. I mean, that's the Marauders held the Skyhawks to 7 yards passing and only 51 yards rushing. This was outstanding defense, really. Really is outstanding.
And in Deer Valley's defense, they had their starting quarterback down with a non-football injury. They had their starting tackles out. That team was missing some key components to it. Nonetheless, Mingus just ran over Deer Valley last week.
Right. And we avoided penalties and so many things, only 25 penalty yards. So Mingus did a really good job of keeping it clean, too, not letting Deer Valley get any more extra yards than they needed to, because 58 yards is really low for a whole entire game. And for Mingus, over 400 yards. And these stats are going to be awesome. Only 41 yards through the air. Camacho, I love that. One pass, 1 completion, 1 touchdown. Nice. So his QB rating is perfect last week against the Skyhawks. And then rushing the ball, we had 2 rushers, Bruland and Arnuato, over 100 yards. That's so awesome. Then we had 2 other rushers go over 40 yards. So Dirkolek over 40 yards, Senna over 40 yards, Bruland 141 yards, and Arnuato 134 yards. So safe to say the Marauders really found their legs last week. We had long drives. It wasn't like the Washington game where we had really short fields, some occasions 20-yard fields. Last week we had drives. We put together long drives, and that's going to build so much confidence as an offense.
We're going to take a break here in pregame. When we come back, we're going to look at the individual stats for the 2 teams and a little bit of history between Bradshaw and Mingus when we return to the cave here at Mingus Union High School after this.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle. Get Gettles and go Marauders.
Two things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
So excited to get the Grand Canyon region under play. The Mingus Marauders hosting the Bradshaw Bears. It is the student versus the sensei. The Mingus Marauders 4-1 coming up against hosting the Bradshaw Bears 2-3 on the season. And Bradshaw's put up some pretty decent numbers here through the course of the season so far. They're very happy that they have Grady Rose back.
Yeah, Grady Rose is a serious athlete. We got a chance to kind of see him warm up on the field, and he's got some size to him too. So he's going to be a great quarterback for Bradshaw. And Grady's only played 3 out of the 5 games so far this season, and I'll go over some of his stats. 363 yards through the air. He's got 21 completions on 48 attempts, QB rating of 82. So he's thrown 1 interception, 3 touchdowns. So for a high school quarterback, that's outstanding. But really, you don't want to turn the ball over much. Ball safety's huge. He doesn't rush that much. Now, I know he's only played 3 games, but he's only got 30 yards rushing. I think we might see him run a little bit more than that. I think that's a little deceiving. I know just from previous seasons that Grady Rose has got some speed. I mean, he can definitely take off with the ball. But this year, so far, only 30 yards on the ground. Like I said, only played 3 games. Their big workhorse is going to be Ricketts. I mean, Ricketts he's got size, he's got speed. We got a chance to see him last year. He was a beast. I mean, he's an absolute beast running the football. Gabriel Ricketts, so far on the season, 651 yards, 6 touchdowns. So he knows how to find that end zone. And he's a big guy. He's going to carry some of the Marauders with him. We're also going to see Deakins out there. Deakins got 146 yards for the Bears on the season. Sean, 86 yards, and Kelly, the junior, 83 yards. So they're going to spread the ball around a little bit. Marauders do the same thing. It's almost like you said, it's a teacher versus sensei, and both these coaches like to utilize different weapons, and it's working out so far.
Well, it's going to be a little different here because the Bears kind of redid their defense here as they put Gigi back in as a middle linebacker, and he's already got 47 tackles out there. So he has been just an absolute ball hawk out there. However, you've got Bradshaw with a little over 1,012 yards on the ground. At the same time, you got Mingus with 1,343 yards on the ground. You had made mention of Ricketts. He's got 3 games with 100-plus yards. Well, guess what? So does Arnaudo. Arnado's got 94 yards on 56 carries, averaging 8.8. Brulin's got 363 yards, and then you got Dirkelek with 295 yards. Even Senna's got 126 yards for the Mingus Marauders. Contreras leads all receivers with 182 yards and 8 receptions. Jones is on the board, though, 5 receptions and 72 yards. Mingus has 7 takeaways and still has a ratio of 0. They've given the ball up 7 times, but they've taken it back 7 times, and so that's going to be an interesting key. I think that turnovers here in this game are going to loom large for either one of these teams.
Yeah, it could go either way depending on turnovers. Like we talked about with the coaches before this game, sometimes you just throw those records up in the air with a big rivalry like this, getting into Grand Canyon region play. So absolutely, penalties could be huge, a determining factor, and same with the turnovers.
Well, I think so. Not only that, but I think that Mingus's defensive backs have been really strong and have played very well this year against a lot of passing teams. So we've seen a lot of teams put the ball up in the air against us. and that could be kind of a key to the game. Mingus's defensive backs versus Grady's ability to throw the ball, especially downfield, any kind of chunk yards downfield. Now, these two teams obviously have a history, and the history changed dramatically just 4 years ago as well.
Oh, I love it, and man, I was fired up all week long for digging into this Bradshaw Mingus history, just because I've been a part of it too, Jackie.
Oh, yeah.
And these games are just so close sometimes, and they're dog fights, right? It's region play. They're only 40 minutes over the mountain that way, right? So it's almost like a battle of the mountain. But no, the history's rich. 17 seasons we've played each other. Mingus has 9 wins, Bradshaw 8. So doesn't get any closer than that unless it's even for a little bit of a rivalry there. Dare I call it. So the last five seasons, Bradshaw's won 4 of those games.
Ooh, okay.
So I'll say that Mingus started out the winning when Bradshaw first joined the region and became a school, and they have taken over the reins the last 5 seasons. My personal favorite year, and which was a year that Mingus on paper was supposed to clean sweep the Bears. That was 2007 when we made our state championship run. We had beaten almost every team by 20 points. Came down, Bradshaw was 2-7 that year. We won 19-16 on the last play of the game. Yep. It was awesome. It was amazing. What a close dogfight of a game, and just goes to show that you really never know on nights like this when you have such close, good rivalry game. Anybody could have a big night, and I'm just super excited to see it.
In 2007, it was that corner of the end zone. It was that end zone. It was that corner. It was the far corner of the end zone that made the difference in that particular game. And, of course, Coach Young, against his previous coaching position, is now 3-1 in the last 4 games as he took over in 2018. Coach Ortiz squad beat Bradshaw 28-6, and then it's been all Bradshaw. Last year, though, 112 points? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Bradshaw won 57-45. Listen, I hope we have a barn burner like that, because that's going to make for a really exciting game, and I hope you brought your blood pressure medication.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. I mean, I think that we're facing different defenses this year than perhaps last year. So I'm not sure that it gets that high in scoring, but we will certainly see when we come back for the pregame report here at Mingus Union High School. We're going to go through PowerPoints of 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A. We're going to go through the Grand Canyon region. We're going to go through our keys to the game as well, and we will return to Mingus Union High School right after this.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
2 things we can count on every year:
a new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Well, back here at Mingus Union High School, the Mingus Marauders have come out to the field awaiting the Bradshaw Bears attendance to this game here. And, you know, it's it's almost, it's got a feeling like the Civil War. Okay, so we have Reese from Neil Dixon's father, the defensive coordinator for Bradshaw, is sitting in the front seat with Mr. Wolowitz, who has a team on the Mingus Marauder side. So you've got you got him. Is he voting for Mingus? Is he rooting for his son? I'm going to guess Mingus.
Yeah, it's a tough draw. I think you're right, Jackie. I think he's pulling for the Marauders.
I think so. So you're going to have all sorts of different. You've got all sorts of different players that are going to come back and watch this game for Mingus, and of course they're going to be rooting for Mingus. But then they're legendary coaches on the opposite side of the field as well. But some of their own teammates are coaching this squad here, and so that'll make an incredible difference. 4A PowerPoints, number 1, Arizona College Prep, the Knights. Canyon Del Oro from the Keno division is number 2. Snowflake, who beat Bradshaw, number 3. ALA Gilbert, who was a playoff team last year, 3-2 and number 4. Marcos Deniza remains unbeaten at 5-0. They're a good squad. In fact, Coach Ortiz is the offensive coordinator for Marcos Deniza, and they are at number 5. Number 6 is Apache Junction, who Coconino beat, but Lee Williams did not. 7 is Buckeye, who beat Bradshaw. Yuma Catholic, the Shamrocks, are number 8. St. Mary's 9. 10 is Lake Havasu. Prescott, First Grand Canyon region, comes in at 11. And then you've got Coconino at 17, Mingus at 18, Bradshaw at 23. So Mingus is 18 at 4-1. So they're the only team with a 4-1 record in that block, and it's just strength of schedule. Williams is number 24, and Flagstaff, the Eagles, at 29 out here today. And that's not only the only Northern Arizona team that seems to be doing well.
Right. No, we got Sholo's number 4. This is the 3A Power Points rankings. Sholo's coming in at number 4. With Thatcher being number 1. Thatcher undefeated 7-0, and Push Ridge at 6-1 is number 2. Eastmark at number 3, they're 6-1. Then there's Sholo, number 4, they're 6-1 as well. Then Payson Longhorns, who Marauders, should have beat. Close, really good game. Payson's number 8 in 3A, and they are 5-2. They're having a good season so far. Blue Ridge comes in at number 12. Blue Ridge is been a powerhouse for decades, it seems like. So they're having a little bit of an off year with 3 losses, but hey, they're still number 12 in the 3A Power Points. That's still headed for playoffs. Then Winslow, number 15 at 4-3. So the Kingman is number 16 at 5-2. So the 3A teams looking okay. Some of these White Mountain schools are just really, really tough. Payson, Blue Ridge, Sholo. So these guys are good. And then we move to 2A Power Points. Camp Verde, number 3, 7-0. With their last couple games coming by forfeit.
That's got to hurt.
Yeah.
So it's literally been 3 weeks before they play NFL Yet Academy here, who is 3-4. So, they've been on like back-to-back bye weeks, which is kind of unusual, but still hanging on to number 3 in 2A. And Williams in 1A encumbered a loss. However, they look to kind of bounce back.
Yeah, they're 7-1, so it's still a strong record they have so far. And for the 1A Power Points, Williams, with that loss, moves to number 4. Hayden at 8-0 is number 1. Number 2 is St. David, 8-0. Number 3, Muggion is 6-2, and there's number 4 Williams in the 1A Power Points ranking. So the local schools are having good seasons so far.
Well, let's take a look at our keys to the game. The biggest key to the game is the family rivalry out here today. It is going to be Davidson Monsibias, coach of the Mingus Marauders, against Coach Young Miyagi of the Bradshaw Dojo.
I love it.
And so it's going to be student versus sensei. Of course, you've got all of these coaches on the Mingus Marauder side that played for Coach Young and Coach Dixon. You got Coach Monsibias, Coach Palasari, which actually goes back a little bit further. You got Coach Vaca, you've got Coach Midkiff out here, all playing for Coach Young and Coach Dixon. And so, but don't get me wrong, they're looking across the field, and it isn't Coach Young that it is the enemy, it is the opposing coach out there, and Mingus is ready for this game.
Right, and just to kind of put some salt in there too, Jackie, is against his old, at least Mingus alum, Coach Young is 1-1. So he beat Montebias last season.
Right.
Ortiz beat him his first season at Bradshaw. So he's 1-1 against his grasshopper trainees. So no, it's going to be such an awesome game tonight. Winner, we talked about this a little bit in the pregame. Winner is really going to have a great chance at playoffs.
Well, let's take a look at our State Farm coin toss out there. You've got Jones, Dirkelect, Arnado, and Contreras out there for the Mingus Marauders captain. And, of course, the State Farm Insurance office of Jennifer Griffin is pleased to be a part of the Mingus Marauder broadcast. Jennifer Griffin, State Farm Insurance, has been in the same location for over 35 years. You want to stop in and see Jennifer for all your insurance and financial needs. That's 545 South Main Street in Cottonwood, directly across from Walgreens. And let's go into our eye on the game, because we cannot play the game without our referees out here today. Our referees for tonight's game are
going to be Tyler Nelson is going to be a referee. Umpire Gary Wilson. Head linesman is going to be Sean Nelson. Line judge Matt Sparling. Back judge Eric Sanders. And boy, Jackie, just seeing that coin toss, Bradshaw won and deferred. So Mingus is going to get that ball first.
Mingus will indeed get the football first. So Reese's Tires sponsors our Eye on the Game, who ask you to go to Reese'sTire.com and look up their Brakes for Breast deals. This is a savings on brakes due for, well, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And you've got special dollars going to breast cancer awareness and its causes out there from our friends at Reese's Tire, as we're getting into our national anthem here in just a moment.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
As you look out at Old Glory out there, not a wave, no wind out here tonight. 75 degrees, the Mingus Marauders in all red, the Silver Caps, the visiting Bradshaw Bears in the white with the black sleeves and the black helmets here tonight. And Mitchell's going to be kicking off Reese's Tire. Look for discounts, coupons, and rebates on tires, wheels, and automotive services at Reese'sTire.com. Also locally owned, Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros won't be beat. Also look for the discounts at Reese'sTire.com for Brakes for Breasts.
All right, this is exciting, Jackie. I'm getting pumped up. You can see the players on the sidelines getting all fired up too. You got Coach Bob Young on the Bradshaw side versus Coach Montebaez, who played for Bob Young back in the day. So this is, like you said, teacher versus sensei versus trainee. It can be student versus teacher.
Homecoming. Look at this kind of formation right out of the gate here for the Bradshaw Bears, as they are on the far side hash mark, and it's almost like they set up for the onside kick, but they will kick it deep, and it will be taken by the Mingus Marauders at the 20, the 25, the 30, and then out of bounds somewhere around the 32-yard line, and that's where Mingus will take it off. So Mitchell shows like a possible bunch formation and then does kick it deep against the Mingus Marauders. So Mingus will have the chance to come out first. Here today, the Mingus Marauders, Clay Bowers will be the center. Jahir Hernandez, the guard, the right guard. Nicholas Choate will be the right tackle. And Cam Davis will start at the left guard position. Isaiah Latham at the left tackle. Ethan Jones as the tight end. Your wings are going to be Machado and Brulin. Durkalek, the quarterback, and Arnado as the fullback out there. Your lone receiver is Contreras for the Mingus Marauders. Wing formation for the Mingus Marauders. They step back, bobble the ball, and Durkalek will lose some yardage, and then out comes a flag. So Durkalek did not get a clean snap, had to pick up the ball and then dive forward to get back whatever yardage he could. The flag sits at the 26-yard line, and the yellow litter, as you made mention, could play a major role in this game.
Yeah, Bradshaw's going to decline that because it's going to be a big loss. It's a holding, and it's going to be declined because Bradshaw got a nice tackle for loss there. So rough start for the Marauders on the first play. Not going anywhere, going backwards.
So a 5-yard loss, 1st and 15 now for the Mingus Marauders. Just underway here at Mingus Union High School. That's the first play of the Grand Canyon region. Here we go. Spread formation now for the Mingus Marauders. This is different. And Durkalek under center. Looks to take the snap, takes the snap, steps back. Now he's going to run, comes to the near side, undercuts one, would be, and then loses the ball. But was he down in the process? It looks like he was. He got back the 5 they lost and gained 1. So he picks up 6 yards off of the run out of a spread formation, and then got hit when he went down. It looked like the elbow hit and the ball bounced out.
Yeah, and thankfully that was the case, and the referee crew saw that because it was close, though. That ball did pop out at the end. Bradshaw's players were going for it. So right off the bat, some hard hitting going on right in the few first plays.
Well, it is now 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 for the Mingus Marauders. They come in a different spread formation. 2 receivers either side, 1 back in the backfield for Durkalek, who is in the shotgun. Waits for the snap, takes the snap, looks to throw. Curls to the outside, throws, looks for Jones, and just a little bit high, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. It was thrown up there, well covered, and it was just a little bit too high for Jones to get to it about the 50-yard line, so that'll bring up a punt situation. Mingus, who, do we remember how to punt? Mingus did not punt against Deer Valley at all.
Yeah, that's so fortunate, and here we are punting on the very first possession we have tonight. But not too bad. I think there's a little bit of butterflies going on when you start region play like this. There's big implications on these games. So Marauders going to clean it up on their next go-around, but here comes the punt.
1 man back here for Bradshaw, sitting at his own 39-yard line. Durkalek waits for the snap, and they're going to get 5 free yards for encroachment. As coming across is going to be Stevenson, just a little early.
Bradshaw. I like it, and that's just your execution right there. Nice job on the hard count to get Bradshaw to jump.
Now, you know you're early when you jump across and then you just take your time getting back with your hands on your hips.
Yeah, he knew he was guilty as soon as he jumped the line.
I'm not going to hide it. I'll wait for something a little bit harder to tell. All right, punt formation once again, and that's going to back up the Bradshaw Bears. Line of scrimmage is the Mingus Marauder 37. Low snap. A punt is off. A great punt. Holy cow. That one's going to take a bounce at about the 10-yard line, and it'll go down to about the 4-yard line. Picked up, and Mingus is going to drop him right there at the 7. Great coverage for the Mingus Marauders. Durkalek, he used every butterfly he had in his tummy to kick that one.
That was an incredible punt right there. That's a great start for the Marauders special teams. That's a college-level punt.
That was over 55 yards in the punt, and I would say 50 of it was in the air. The last 5 might have been on a bounce.
Incredible.
And Mingus was looking to try to down that thing at the 3-yard line, and the return man actually picked it up and was able to get it away from his goal line out to the 7.
He realized that was a perfect punt, and he had to get it. Otherwise, that would have probably died right at the 1-yard line.
Well, absolutely. So here comes Brady Rose and Ricketts and the Bradshaw Bears. The center is going to be Jansen out there. The left guard is Glancy. Left tackle is Tinoco. As the right guard is Goodell. And who am I missing? The left tackle is somewhere that I cannot find on my list at the moment. Tight end is going to be Giggy out there, and of course Ricketts in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off to Ricketts. Ricketts cuts it up. Mingus will gang tackle him, but he'll still push forward. He'll back his way out to about the 9-yard line, and actually they set the ball all the way back at the 4-yard line. How about that? So 5 yards pretty quick out of the backfield for the Bradshaw Bears. Up the middle then real quickly, 2 yards just on a hurry-up offense situation. How about that? Was that Ricketts again?
Ricketts again, and they're definitely going hurry up. They're right at the line again.
So 5 and 4, and then they bounce it again, and the Mingus Marauders stop it, but they do pick up the first down. So 3 rushes, 11 yards, and they move the chains.
Yeah, that's a great, really, really fast first possession for Bradshaw as they get the first down, and yeah, they're not slowing down at all.
Here they go. They line up again and punch it to the outside, running over a would-be tackler and picking up another 5 past the 20-yard line, and that's going to be Stevenson on that one, so they give it to somebody else.
Yeah, pretty clear that Bradshaw Mountain is really just trying to run it down the Marauders' throats right now, not giving any big plays up.
And now they're going to catch that one in the backfield. Mingus gang tackles out there, and Ricketts goes backwards. Actually, they're going to give him to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 5 from the 21-yard line, and Bradshaw working quickly, almost too fast for me to keep up with him. How about that? There's the handoff, and it's going to be Stevenson. Stevenson, right side, as he stretches for the first down marker. Did he get it? Looks like he may have.
Yeah, and they're moving the chain, so he just got the first down. And boy, Jackie, how about this? Bradshaw coming out, trying to showcase that stamina right off the bat with this hurry-up offense. Couple first downs already.
And it's been all runs. There it is. They hand it off again. Ricketts finds his way through. He'll pick up another 6 just inside the right tackle as the ball goes over the 31-yard line. And Bradshaw is moving rapidly. They get right to the line. It's almost like they've got the first drive scripted. Man in motion. It's going to be Stevenson who gets hit in the backfield by Contreras. Contreras knocks him backward. Oh, somebody lost a helmet, and that is going to be, it looks like that's going to be number, is that 17 out there? No, 12. 12 loses his helmet, so he's got to go out.
And that'll be Jordan Kelly, so yep, he'll have to sit out a play.
All right, so no gain on that play as Contreras breaks through, and they come back to the line, and they stop. Do they stop? They do. They stop Ricketts, and they finally blow it down, but it is going to be 4th and short, maybe 4th and 1, as Ricketts will gain another 2. How about this? Oh, my goodness. 7:39 left to go in this first quarter. 4th and 2, and Bradshaw looks like they're going for it. How about this? There's the snap, and the quarterback pushes forward. Did he get it on the quarterback keeper? And it looks like they did. Wow.
Gutsy call by Coach Young over there for the Bears, and really, really flexing this rushing game that Bradshaw has.
So it has been a ground and pound here, and this is the biggest delay that we have seen from Bradshaw. They finally went into a huddle. Now they come out in a spread formation. 2 receivers, both sides. Grady with 1 back in the backfield. He will take the snap and he'll hand it off. Ricketts has some running room with the defense spread out, and he'll pick up 12.
Wow, that's just a great run up the middle. So Bradshaw slows it up a little bit, spreads the field out, and then does the same type of play right up the middle. So, wow, really, really big kudos to that offensive line for the Bears as they just continue to move downfield.
Defensively for the Mingus Marauders, it looks like we've got Cam Jones out there on the defensive line, and that'll be a new addition to the defensive line. Well, not so much from last year. Grady Rose is going to throw. It's a screen. Mingus covers it right at the line of scrimmage, and they may give him 1 on the pass play out there. And it looks like a timeout is called out on the field. Oh, we've got a player down for the Mingus Marauders out there, and that is not good. Mingus is thin, and we don't have a lot of players just to start with. So having a player out there injured is not what we want to see.
No, and the worst part about this one, Jackie, hopefully he's okay. I didn't catch the number yet, but that was a non-contact injury. He just fell down out there. So really hope he's going to be okay. Sometimes those non-contact injuries where a body part just moves away that it's not supposed to. Hopefully he's okay, though.
Well, that's going to be difficult for the Mingus Marauders. We're going to give him a little privacy out there, and we're going to take a quick break. We will return to Mingus Union High School in 30 seconds.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
The injured Mingus Marauder is going to be Leckington. He's getting some help off, but he is walking off the field himself. And Mingus will put Machado out there in his stead. So you got Dixon on one side and Machado on the other as cornerbacks. And he's putting very little weight on that leg as he's trying to come out. Looks like he's favoring the left leg. Hopefully that young man is going to be A-okay.
Those are tough. I experienced a knee injury myself, and not speculating that's what it is, but hopefully Leckington's going to be okay.
2nd and 9 back on the field. Bradshaw back into a spread formation. Grady Rose with his first pass, a 1-yard pass, and he's going to stop and drop back, and then he'll have to dive forward. That is a phenomenal spot, considering they're going to give him the entire slide off of that to the 49-yard line, and a gain of about 3. So it's going to be 3rd and a long 6, maybe 3rd and 7. The ball on the Mingus Marauder side of the field, the 49-yard line. 6:04 left to go, first quarter. Mingus went 3 and out on their first drive. Bradshaw's had the ball at their own 4-yard line and has brought it into Mingus Marauder territory. Spread formation again. Grady's back, looking to throw. Throws, has a man, and it is caught and tackled out there, but a very good first down. Number 15 on the catch out there, and that's going to be Caden Martinez.
And Martinez does a really nice job. You can see the replay here. Grady Rose, such a nice job of looking at one side of the field and then seeing nothing there, going to the other side, and he finds Martinez deep downfield. For all intents and purposes, wide open on that one.
22 yards downfield, and now they're going to give it back to Ricketts, and Ricketts gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Great job by the Mingus Marauder defensive line. That's going to be a loss of 1.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Marauders need to do. That previous play, the passing play to Martinez, was the Bradshaw's biggest so far of this opening drive. But my goodness, what a fast-paced drive, and Bradshaw slowed down a little bit. Now they're getting in their huddles.
So 2nd and 11 from the Mingus Marauder 28-yard line. There's the handoff. It goes to Ricketts. Ricketts through the line, and he'll get stopped up at about the 25, a short gain, bringing up a 3rd and long for the Bradshaw Bears.
Yeah, and just from speaking with Coach Dixon and Coach Young before the game, we know that they have a field goal unit that can get some points. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Marauders can hold them here. More than likely see a field goal unit come out.
I think Mitchell's the kicker for the Bradshaw Bears. 3rd and 8 from the 25-yard line. Huge play for the Mingus Marauder defense. Grady puts a man in motion, takes his time. Grady steps back, looks like he's going to throw. Has a man to the near side, and he'll be hit at about the 15, 16-yard line, and might be enough for a first down.
Boy, and Dixon just sprinted off the field. I hope he's okay. He just sprinted off the field onto the sidelines there. Someone's got to replace him. I don't think the coaches quite saw him come onto the field, so they didn't send anyone out there quite yet.
Well, they got a corner on this side.
They did tag him out, yeah. Yep.
Okay, so 1st and 10 now. The ball at the 16-yard line of the Mingus Marauders. Bradshaw driving with a heavy hand down the field. Grady Rose takes the snap. There goes Ricketts following his blocks up through the middle. He'll get down to about the 10-yard line, a gain of 6. And this is about as methodic as it gets.
Yeah, and this is Coach Bob Young, one of the best in Arizona high school football. You're seeing it here. Like you said, it's methodical. I mean, this entire drive has just been a showcase of execution from Bradshaw.
Last week was win number 190 in the career of Coach Bob Young. Tight formation, man in motion, and it is going to go to Stevenson. The man in motion, he gets tripped up and he loses the ball. It's on the ground, and Mingus might have it. Mingus comes up with the ball, and it's going to be, is it Durkalek out there with the ball? Oh, and they say Bradshaw. They're going to say it's Bradshaw's ball and a first down. Oh, my goodness gracious. The ball came out. Mingus got extremely excited about it. However,
the crowd, the players, and even the Bradshaw sidelines thought it was a fumble too.
No doubt. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line instead of a fumble, and Mingus gets the ball back. How about that? What a turn of events. Rose with a second life, hands it off. Ricketts finds his way through, and he'll dive into the end zone for the touchdown. And it was going to be hard to stop that man after that kind of an emotional letdown.
Yeah, and a long drive like that, very, very impressive by Bradshaw Mountain. They go down and score a touchdown on their first drive, and it was just after numerous first downs, Jackie. That's so hard on your defense. Marauders' defense has got to be gassed right now.
Almost a 9-minute drive for the Bradshaw Bears, and Mitchell's out for the extra point attempt. The lefty looking to dot the I and add the extra point. It is up. It is, whoa, that kid's got a leg. Holy cow, that is through. And it is 7-0, 2:49 left to go. First quarter, Mingus will get the ball back, trailing 7-0. We're back after this.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders!
19-play drive, 96 yards for the Bradshaw Bears, and they go to kick off, and this one's going to be a little bit deeper, and it takes the Mingus Marauders to the end zone, but we're going to run it out. Brulin trying to come to the near side, cuts it inside, and gets out to about the 25-yard line. So if this was the NFL, he'd right be in the right spot, yes?
Yep, and that's a good return. I mean, Mingus did a good job setting up some blocks, and Bradshaw just does a really good job keeping it. That was a big kick. And he caught that almost at the goal line.
So Mingus has got to get it put together here. Now trailing down 7-0, but the defense was playing defense for 19 plays. Mingus only got to play offense for 3 plays. And as you look at the replay there, a good tackle by the Bradshaw Bears. So here come the Marauders, lined up in an offset wing, and there's going to be handoff. Brulin is able to skim and skip past a couple of tacklers and picks up about 2 out to the 27.
And you see the replay here. It's just, I mean, a really good shifty play. Brulin obviously making 1, 2, almost 3-man miss. And Bradshaw's still kind of keeping them at only a 3-yard gain there. So Marauders got to stick on some of these blocks because Brulin should have sprung for more than that after he dodged a couple Bears.
Coming down to 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter. It almost looked like Durkalek's changing the play at the line. He hands it off. Brulin going the opposite direction, trying to bounce to the outside, and pretty good speed catches him and runs him down for a 2-yard loss. So it's now going to be 3rd and 9, and you take a look at the Bradshaw defense and 10 men in the box once again.
Yeah, and you can tell right in the beginning of that play, our pulling guard, Hernandez, pulls out, and this is the first time all season, Jackie, that he's in the backfield moving in the backwards. So that means that Bradshaw's defensive line is pushing the Marauders back just slightly.
Mingus is going to line up again. They're going to bring Contreras back into the game. He'll come to the near side. Line of scrimmage is the 26-yard line, 3rd and 9. Mingus' side of the field. The men in red take the snap, and
another fumble.
Another fumble.
We got it back. It was just a drop ball there.
Oh, my goodness. Durkalek not happy with himself. That's the second snap issue that we've had so far in this game.
No, and I'll tell you, Jackie, right now, this Marauders defense, we're about to punt the ball. Them Marauders defense does not want to go back out there. I mean, they just got a lot of work in. That was 19 plays. They went down the entire field trying to defend Bradshaw, and now they're going to have to come out again.
Well, Bradshaw's a little bit deeper this time after a 50-some-odd yard punt by Durkalek the first time. Low snap, takes it on the bounce. He'll get it up, line drive, and it's going to take a good Mingus Marauder bounce. It'll be picked up at the 31-yard line. And, oh, there, a blindside block. Where is the flag? There is the flag, and then run out of bounds is number 11. That was a painful block. Mitchell on the return, and Senna got absolutely mutilated on a blindside block out there. The ref did see it, so that's going to move Bradshaw backward.
Yeah, and that's, you might get a chance to see it on your replay here. Senna does a nice job bouncing right back up. That's a huge, huge hit. And Senna does a good job hopping right up, and Marauders did a good job on coverage on that, too. That's a great punt. So far, special teams for the Marauders. I know we don't want to see the punt unit out there, but the punt unit's performing quite well.
Well, certainly so. Monday, the instigator of the penalty.
Blindside block, Bradshaw.
That's going to back up Bradshaw 15 yards. Now they're going to start at their own 25-yard line, which is great field position for them.
25-yard line.
They started at the 4.
Right.
And this time, Brady in the shotgun. He's got two backs in the backfield. They're going to hand it off, and it's going to be number 15 as looks like Machado gets a hold of him first. Contreras cleans him up.
Yeah, that's a good job by the Marauders. Right on the edge. Mikhail Nuado comes in, and Senna's out there on the edge. Glassman's out on the edge. Those guys did a nice job on that play.
2 yards, and that'll be the final play of quarter number 1. Bradshaw has been dominating the ball and the clock, but only leads 7-0. They've got the ball at their own 27-yard line when we return after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Long pass downfield to Mitchell, and it is complete as Grady Rose just airs it out from the 27-yard line. That's the first play of quarter number 2, and just like that, how about that? They switch the field and get the ball down to the Mingus Marauder 27-yard line. A 50-yard reception out there by Tanner Mitchell.
Yeah, an absolutely great throw by Grady Rose. Quarterback who we've spoken highly of. Great last season, obviously coming in this season. You can see on your screen he's got some stature to him. Looks almost like a college quarterback.
Back to the wing formation. Rose will be over center. Looks to take the snap. There's the snap. They hand it off. Ricketts drives his way through and then gets caught and pulled backward out there. Good tack by Arnado, but still a very decent gain of 6 or 7.
Yeah, that was Lathan and Arnado on the gang tackle there on Ricketts. And boy, it's almost like you have to gang tackle Ricketts. He's just so big that you got to get a couple Marauders on him. We got to swarm the ball when you're playing defense.
Well, we're just into the second quarter, and he's already got 13 carries on the game. He's on pace for like 52 carries. Wing formation now, man in motion, and there's the handoff, and it's going to come around near side, number 15 with the carry, and that's going to be Martinez. Martinez will pick up the first down and then some, as he'll get inside the 15-yard line down to about the 12.
Yeah, boy, Bradshaw's offense just looking on point right now. They are playing so well. And Marauders' defense just doesn't have an answer, Jackie, at the moment. And it does not help that they have been out there the majority of this game so far.
Oh, certainly so. 21 carries, 88 yards for Bradshaw so far in this game. Wing formation once again. Grady takes the snap. He's going to hand it to the near side, and this time catching him in the backfield. Coming up with a big play is going to be Camacho coming up from the safety position.
Yeah, and that's what the Marauders need right there. That's a nice job by Camacho to step up, be a leader, make a huge play when your defense needs it. And that time right there, he's got his defense fired up after that play. It's a great tackle for loss.
Well, that puts Bradshaw behind the sticks really for the first time, maybe the second time in the game. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the Mingus Marauder 18-yard line. Nope, pardon me, 2nd and 15 from the 18-yard line. Rose spread formation now. Takes the snap and he runs right up the middle, and Mingus will finally capture him, but he gets back the 5 yards that were lost, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, 3rd and 10. And what's funny, Jackie, is that kind of brings back memories. I remember when Bob Young was rolling in our offense, we'd run some plays like that with Tony Vaca as quarterback, where you just sprint up the middle. And when you have athletes like Grady Rose and a big offensive line like the Bears do, it works. And Bradshaw still didn't quite get to their original line of scrimmage, so nice job by the Marauders keeping them back. So 3rd and long here for Bradshaw.
Well, they follow Jansen, the center, who is 5'7", 210, so a fire plug out there. Man in motion, there's the snap, and quarterback keeps it, looks to throw. He's got pressure, throws it, has a man, incomplete. That's going to bring up a 4th down, 4th and 11 from the Mingus Marauder 14-yard line.
Yeah, I'm almost certain we're going to see the field goal unit come out for the Bears after a nice drive again by Bradshaw.
Mitchell is out there, and they're going to set the ball up pretty much in the middle of the field. And it appears as though they're going to set the ball at the 20-yard line, which would make this a 30-yard field goal attempt. Holding out there is going to be quarterback Rose. Kicker will be Mitchell. So a 30-yard field goal attempt. 9 minutes left to go in quarter number 2. Good snap. The hold is down. The kick is up. The kick looks off, and it is no good. Mingus's defense stands, and with 8:56 left to go, Mingus will get the ball back, trailing 7-0, trying to get something to go and trying to get back into this game. How about that?
Yeah, huge break for the Marauders. Tanner Mitchell just missed that one wide right. And Marauders really got to capitalize on this one, Jackie. It's crucial time in a game that's going by very, very fast because it's a lot of rushing plays. We're already in the second quarter. With 8 minutes, 50 seconds left, Marauders really have a good chance to move downfield, kill some clock, and try to tie this thing up.
Ball's at their own 20-yard line, so they're going to set it as if the ball went out of the end zone. But Mingus is still looking for their first down of the game. This is their 3rd drive of the game. And Durkalek, who has had a little trouble with the snap here today, takes the snap, hands it off. First man through is going to be Arnaudo. They stuff Arnaudo up, but he does get a gain of 1, bringing up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and that's, I'm not quite sure if that's an option play. We're trying to be deceptive. Coach Montebaya's out there for that Marauders offense, and Durkalek kind of had 2 options behind him, but he handed off to Makai Arnaudo. As soon as the ball snapped, there's a quick little handoff, and Bradshaw was ready for that one.
Well, the best way to slow down a fast defense is quick hitting plays. And so that might be the concept behind that. 2 backs in the backfield, 2 wings, 1 receiver for Durkalek, who is over center, takes the snap. He's going to roll out to the far side, looks to throw the ball, has a man downfield, and it's going to be Contreras with the catch. He's at the 40, he's at the 30, he's tripped up, he's at the 20, and inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line.
What an incredible play, Contreras. What an athlete. Watch your replay here. Hopefully you get a good look at Contreras coming over the top of his defender, catching the ball, and then getting crucial yards after the catch. What a play by the Marauders offense.
Well, how about that? Tit for tat. Grady Rose throws a 50-yard pass downfield to Mitchell. Now Dirkelek does a 60-yarder to Contreras. And Mingus set up inside the red zone. First down is a good one for the Mingus Marauders. And there goes Arnaudo. Arnaudo gets met at the line of scrimmage, but he'll pick up 2 or 3.
Yeah, that big Bears defensive line is not going to get pushed too far backwards. Mackay does a good job at least getting that forward momentum. But, yeah, I really like that, Jackie. That previous play was so great for the Marauders to open it up offensively, utilize that passing game that we don't see much of. And like you said, tit for tat, we had a couple of huge passing plays.
2nd and 8 for the Mingus Marauders at the Bradshaw Bear 17-yard line. Mingus should be in field goal range as is, but Mingus wants to tie this up 7-7. And it's going to go the opposite direction. Brulin cuts and weaves his way back in and will get caught at about the 15-yard line. So he gains about 2, but it's almost like he runs the ball like he's magnetic in there. You know, when he gets across somewhere close to a defender who is the opposite side of the magnet, he just bounces off, pushes away.
Yeah, and he's running a lot of yards for just picking up 1 or 2 on the actual play. He's seemingly running like 5 or 6 yards, but a lot of sideways yardage as he's trying to dodge those defenders.
3rd and 7 for the Mingus Marauders here. Mingus looking to take the snap. Man in motion is Machado. There's the snap, and he's going to keep it himself. Dirkelek trying to get around the corner. Keeps going backward, looking for a place to throw. Throws the ball up underneath. There is going to come out a flag. The flag comes out at the 15-yard line, and we're going to see if that happens to be a defensive penalty. That's going to go for the Mingus Marauders. Maybe keep this drive alive. If it's against the offense, then I think the Bears will decline it and take 4th down.
I think that might have been an illegal man downfield, Jackie.
It is an illegal man downfield against the Mingus Marauders.
Illegal man downfield, Mingus.
Wow, and that one hurts, and that's... Well, he was really close. I mean, he was really close. I think he was maybe a yard over the line of scrimmage, so the ref's really paying attention on that play.
Well, it's so hard because Dirkelek went backwards so far to avoid the rush. It's hard to remember where the original line of scrimmage was. But it was at the 15. Mingus is now setting up to go for the field goal attempt. So this is going to be a 32-yard field goal attempt by Hernandez. Dirkelek the holder. Hernandez certainly has the leg for it. Mingus trying to make it a 7-3 game. Good snap, good hold. The kick is blocked by the Bradshaw Bears. And that is going to keep it a 0 game out there. Looks like number 10 might have made the block out there, which would be Monday.
And that was the first lapse in special teams for the Marauders. As you were watching on Verde Valley television, Marauders didn't have their lineup out there. They had a couple guys not sure where they were lining up on that field goal. So the punt team's been great so far, and the field goal, boy, I know they'd like another crack at that one.
Well, we had 2 field goal attempts in a short period of time that both failed here. And Bradshaw is going to get the ball back at their own 15-yard line. And there is the snap, run up the middle. I believe that's Ricketts with the ball, Contreras with the stop, and a 5-yard gain.
And very much Coach Young style football right there, where it's just hard nose, interior, that line of scrimmage rushing. You can see the replay there. Bradshaw's offensive line is doing a great job of getting a couple inches start and moving the Marauders back a little bit.
2nd and 5 from the 20. 5:45 left to go in quarter number 2. New ball carrier out there, shimmies his way through, and Dirkelek out there on defense. He and Arnaudo combine in on the tackle. It's going to be a 7-yard run and a 1st down, and that's going to be Jordan Kelly on the run.
Yeah, and a crucial 1st down for the Bears. And well, if you're on the Marauders defense, you need some Gatorade or water. I'm telling you, the defense have been out there a lot of plays so far in this game.
Well, Mingus probably needs halftime to come up quickly. Spread formation now. There's the handoff. It goes Ricketts up the middle. Good job as he spins around. Latham gets a hold of him, but Ricketts keeps the momentum going forward for about 3.
Yeah, and that's what we want to see from the Marauders. You're going to have to swarm Ricketts to take him down. And that's what the Marauders do just there.
Well, Latham did it by himself, but he had to tackle him low and was giving up yardage in the process of doing so. So 2nd and 7, the ball sits at the 31-yard line. Bradshaw, if you're listening to KYBC AM 1600, leading 7-0 second quarter action. Both teams have missed a field goal. There's going to be the run up the middle. Quick hitter, and off to the races goes Ricketts. He'll get out to the 40. He'll get a first down and more, and some extracurricular activity in the deep end near around the safety positions.
Yeah, and no flags on the play there. I'm not quite sure. Contreras was tied up with someone back there. Maybe he's just fighting off a block.
That is 16 carries just in the first half here for Ricketts. He's still on pace for about 40 carries in this game. 40-yard line. Now the line of scrimmage for the Bradshaw Bears, 1st and 10. Man in motion. Mingus blitzes. It's going to be a trick play. Throw downfield is going to be almost picked off by Durkalek, who went way up in the air. Stevenson, the backup quarterback, looks to throw the ball on a halfback option, and somehow, holy cow, Durkalek got up in the air like he was, I don't know, 7'4".
Stevenson went from wide receiver to referee. If you watch that play, Durkalek just drops in. You can see your replay here. Stevenson knows he doesn't have a chance, so you see him out there. Hey, it was incomplete, just making sure. It's a nice try by Durkalek, and boy, if he was just an inch taller, he'd have had that one.
Holy cow, how about that? So it is now 2nd and 10, and they hand it off. Ricketts up the middle, and good job. It looks like the Mingus Marauders will get a hold of him, and Davis in on the tackle for a short gain, about 3. So 3rd and 7 from the 43-yard line now.
And a couple third downs, the Marauders have put the Bears in that third down situation. They've got to capitalize on this and make the Bears try to punt one of these. These drives are killing the Marauders defense.
Well, Mingus would love to have a turnover. They've got 1 turnover so far in this game on a missed field goal, and Mingus jumps.
Ouch.
And it looks, they're going to call it encroachment. Mingus came across the line trying to get the extra edge, and that's going to make it an easier third down. Now it becomes a handoff to Ricketts. And that'll be the first penalty against the Mingus Marauders here that has been accepted in this game.
So now you have Coach Montevias got the Bears to jump off sides earlier in the game, and now Coach Young got the Marauders to jump off sides.
So 3rd and short, and I'm not sure he got it. What a great defensive play out there as Jones comes up and hits Ricketts and keeps him short. That's going to bring up a 4th and short out there for the Bradshaw Bears at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, and I would imagine we're going to see Bradshaw go for this. Only just that's how they've been playing tonight, just really hard-nosed, and we're going to run this football right down your throats. And, yeah, nice job by Ethan Jones. Like I said, your athletes have got to come through in the clutch plays.
Watch Rose with the keeper out there. And he will do the keeper. He'll come off to the side. He will pick up the first down and then some. He needed 1. He got 3 out there as he went off the side, behind the guard. And a good push by the Bradshaw Bears. Now that is the second 4th down attempt completed by the Bradshaw Bears in this first half.
Yeah, talk about some confidence in your offense, huh? Coach Young knows that he's got Grady on that line of scrimmage, and Grady's a great leader out there for the Bears. He knows when to switch up a play. He knows the feeling of how it's going out there. So the Bears do a nice job of executing 2 4th down plays.
2:24 left to go in half number 1. There is the snap in. It's going to be a pass play. Rose rolls out to the right, looks to run. He'll get hit and driven out of bounds. A short gain and a little extracurricular activity out there on the far sideline. They're going to give him a pretty nice gain of about 4.
Arnado on the tackle.
Yeah.
Arnado on the tackle, but great coverage out there by the Mingus Marauders.
And a really nice job by Mackay to come up and lay a nice hit on Grady Rose. And, boy, yeah, Coach Young was very fired up, wanted a penalty on that play. And looking at the replay on VVTV, he's got a good argument there. Mackay got away with one there. You just have to let go a little bit earlier, especially when you're already that far out of bounds. But Marauders got away with that one.
Does stop the clock with 2:13 left to go. A 2nd and 6 as the Bradshaw Bears are at the Mingus 44. Handoff up the middle. Ricketts somehow gets out of a would-be tackle, and he's driving down the sideline. Cuts it back inside. He's at the 5, and is going to finally be tackled about the 7-yard line, I guess. He was past the 10. He was hit in the backfield and bounced out of it, and instead puts his team 1st and goal with 2:03 left to go in the first half.
Boy, and all you can say about that one right there, Jackie, is the Marauders defense is tired. You're going to watch his replay here. Ricketts gets hit once, twice, 3 times he should have been tackled. 4 times he should have been tackled. At 5 times he should have been tackled. So that's, you got to see that replay there. That's 5 missed tackles by the Marauders. That comes down to being tired. The Marauders defense have been out for most of the game already.
Ricketts already over 100 yards, 111 yards. There's the snap. They hand it off, and it's going to be covered and driven backward outside of the 10-yard line. They may give him forward progress back to about the 10-yard line, but it's going to be a loss out there for Jordan Kelly.
And I'll tell you, for a lot of players going both ways, and that goes for Bradshaw as well, they have a handful of players going both ways, a lot of hard hitting. And that's to be expected getting into region play here.
Time becoming a factor, 1:33 left to go in the first quarter. Both teams have a full complement of timeouts. Rose is taking his time. He's got one back in the backfield. And there's the snap. They're going to give it to Ricketts. Ricketts off the right-hand side. He rumbles, stumbles, and gets inside the 10. We'll see where they mark him down at about the 6. And at 1:15 left to go. That's going to bring up a 3rd and goal, but there is a flag on the field.
Face mask. That's going to go against Mingus, and boy, oh boy, that's going to give Bradshaw a 1st down and half distance to the goal. So the Bears are really set up to put more points on the board here.
Well, a 3-yard penalty, but an important 3-yard penalty. And it stops the clock with 1:15 left to go in the first half. The ball now at the 3-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal. Oh, they're going to say 2nd and goal. I'm not sure why they would say 2nd and goal. I would imagine that would be an automatic 1st down on the face mask, yes?
That's what I assumed as well, or at least my experience.
They start the clock. There's under a minute left to go, and you have got a gigantic Ricketts in the backfield who has had no problem picking up 1 or 2 whenever he needs it. And there is the run, and off to the right-hand side, untouched. His 2nd touchdown of the game comes with 49 seconds left to go in half number 1, and a 13-0 lead by the Bradshaw Bears.
Boy, and it's a demanding 13-0 lead too. They've really killed the clock here. Marauders home game, and Bradshaw's acting like it's their home turf. Bradshaw has just killed this clock. Huge drives, great running plays, and boy, they're putting in work. This Marauders defense is very tired right now.
Well, 49 seconds left to go. Mitchell out to add the extra point. A good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-0. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll return. Mingus will have very little clock, but 3 timeouts when we return after this.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
Back here in Mingus Union High School, this is where Mitchell, if he can, wants to put it in the end zone and not give Mingus a chance to run it back. This is where Mingus needs the special teams to play that 3rd player in the game and step up big, trying to give the Mingus Marauders good field position. Mingus was in the red zone once in this game so far. They're going to ground ball it, and it's going to go off a Mingus Marauder. It'll be picked up on the near side by Brulin. Brulin's got nowhere to go. He'll have to step out at about the 23-yard line. And so that worked out really well. One of the up men went way above his head to try to catch that ball, and it bounced off of him, and And then Brulin picked it up at about the 20, gets about a 3-yard return. So 42 seconds left to go, not a lot of time, and Mingus is going to have to figure out a way to cover 77 yards here in 42 seconds.
That's a tall, tall task, but the Marauders have already showed that they can throw the ball deep. Dirkolek and Contreras working out earlier. Boy, you'd think Bradshaw already knows that the passing game's coming.
Camacho in at a tight end position for the Mingus Marauders. Heavy left formation for the Mingus squad. There is the snap. There's the handoff. Brulin trying to bounce to the outside, cuts it back in, has nowhere to go, gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. 32 seconds left to go. We'll see if Mingus even attempts to stop the clock.
And I mean, if you're not going to air it out or use your timeouts, I just don't understand why you don't take a knee there.
Well, that's a good question. I mean, well, but then again, this is high school football. Anything can happen on any running play. And Contreras comes in. Mingus has 9 seconds left in the half. 7, 6. We're going to see if they even get a playoff. I don't believe they're going to get a playoff. 2, and that's going to be halftime. So here at halftime, the Mingus Marauders trail the Bradshaw Bears by a score of 14-0. It's the opening night of the Grand Canyon region. We will be back for the Longfellow Excavating halftime report coming up after this.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywwoodworks.com.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders!
Well, it has been a battle out here today. The Bradshaw Bears, the visiting squad from the other side of the hill, part of the what we would hope would eventually be the Yavapai Cup. I think that should be what we should do. Between Prescott, Bradshaw, and Mingus, whoever wins or sweeps gets the Yavapai Cup and gets to keep the cup for the whole year.
Should be a cup or maybe like a mountain. Kind of like a mountain trophy, right? Because we're battling over the mountain, kind of.
No kidding. I like that idea. Right. You are in charge of designing that pizza.
Love it. Love it.
Okay. So far, 14-0. Bradshaw scored early and then scored very late. And leads Mingus 14-0. 2:49 left to go in the first quarter. A 6-yard run by Ricketts. Finishing a 19-play drive, a 96-yard drive, which was all... holy cow. I mean, it was nonstop. It was like 19 running well, no, that's not true. It was like 6, 7, 8 running plays in a row with just hurry up offense.
Incredible. Really, for high school football, it's incredible. And there's obviously, sometimes you can have just your athletes making great plays and you can pick those up. But that right there was great coaching. I mean, Bradshaw knew exactly what they were doing. They were in that hurry-up offense and just took it to the Marauders. That was a huge first drive.
Well, certainly so. And then the second quarter action, 8:56 left to go. Mitchell misses a 30-yard field goal wide right, going from right to left across your field out here. And so the score was still Bradshaw 7, Mingus nothing. Then Mingus switches the field and gets downfield and ends up with 6:15 left to go in the second quarter. A 32-yard attempt was blocked by the Bradshaw Bears. And then, unfortunately, the Bears get the ball back, and 49 seconds left in the first half, ends up with a 3-yard run by Ricketts, an extra point by Mitchell to make it 14-0. There's your scoring in this one. Mingus has only one first down. However, it was a big first down and put the Mingus Marauders into the Bradshaw red zone, but that's the only time they've been able to actually move the ball and have their offense on the field for more than, well, 3 plays.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing is just a dominating Bradshaw team. I mean, really, they're battle-tested. Like we got a chance to talk to coaches before the game. They're battle-tested. We went over their schedule. Very, very strong schedule. They're playing all these playoff teams in the beginning of their season. And they didn't even lose by much. So they're playing these tough teams that are going to be in the playoffs, and they didn't even lose by much. And some argue they could have won a couple of those games. So yeah, Bradshaw has clearly been tested this season so far, because tonight they come out dominating.
Want to thank Longfellow Excavating, another former Marauder, for sponsoring halftime out here. No job is too big or too small. Longfellow Excavating does it all. Septic installation, drainage, grading, and so much more. And you can talk to Josh Longfellow for a free quote. That's 928-300-3792, 928-300-3792, and we're hoping at some particular point to get the former Marauder on the air with us and get his take as to, well, what it's like to come back to the stadium and feel the Mingus Marauders and see your alma mater in action here on the field. We're going to take a break here at halftime. When we return, we're going to do some individual stats out there, and we'll get ready for the keys to the second half. What changes have to be made here? We'll return to Mingus Union High School coming up after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
2 things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community, and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So, for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, Jackie Bessler and Nick Yatsinko along with us, and it is halftime and a 14-0 lead by the Bradshaw Bears here at halftime at Mingus Union High School. Earlier this week, the freshman sophomore squads for these two schools got together, and it was a close one. 21-16, Bradshaw wins it, but Mingus was driving at the end of the game, and with very little time on the clock, ended up not able to convert a fourth down conversion attempt, and Bradshaw took it over, kneeled, and was able to get away with the win by a score of 21-16. Here, the varsity squad leading 14-0, and defensively, Coach Dixon and his Bradshaw Bears have been phenomenal against the Mingus Marauders. Offensively, I think Mingus has done a pretty decent job keeping points off the board, only giving up 14. That's
Very, very true. The Marauders are really lucky that Bradshaw only has 14 points because Bradshaw's really controlled this game so far. Marauders offense, that's going to be the biggest adjustments. Marauders have got to find a way. We had a great passing play to Contreras. That was huge. That's a really good bright spot. We need to build off that a little bit more. Dirklek had plenty of time on that, so the offensive line is giving him some time back there. So I would imagine we're going to see a little bit more air game from the Marauders coming out of halftime because we may not get many chances with the ball. Bradshaw really showcased how well they can control that half of football. They had it for almost the entire first quarter.
Well, the first drive alone was a 19-yard drive, which was 19 play drive, which was an unbelievable drive, 96 yards during the entire drive. Brady Rose now 4 for 5, 82 yards. His biggest reception or pass play to Mitchell for 50 yards. Gabriel Ricketts, though, how about this? I ran out of room. He's got 20 carries here in the first half, 119 yards, which is absolutely unbelievable. He's on pace for a 200-yard game and another 200-yard game and 40 carries. That is unbelievable.
It's a workhorse.
He did 20 carries for 200 yards against Thunderbird last week. He's already got 20 carries in this game and just in the first half. Brady Rose has got 18 yards. Jordan Kelly's got 4 yards. Let's see, Stevenson's got 5 carries for 9 yards, but 161 yards on the ground for 34 carries. The Mingus Marauders offensively, Dirkelek is 1 for 2. He's got 60 yards in the air, and then, of course, going to Contreras. On the ground, Dirkelek has struggled. He's had a couple of bad snaps that they've been not able to really recover against. Arnado's only got 2 carries for 4 yards. Berlin's got 4 carries for 2 yards. So Mingus has 9 carries, 5 yards, and normally it's, the ground game is what has been so complete for the Mingus Marauders.
Right, and that's what's really, really tough for the Marauders tonight is they need to find a way to spread the ball out and get some more rushing yards somehow, whether it's options or maybe some deceiving plays like reverses. We got to find a way to get more rushing yards because it's also going to help when we have to pass the ball. Right? I mean, we're going to have to pass the ball because we may not have it for a long time in this next half. Bradshaw's already shown they can control it a lot. So Mingus has got to do something a little bit different when it comes to rushing the ball because those yardage is not going to get it done.
Well, so far it's been the sensei with the advantage over the students. Right. The Mingus Marauder coaching staff almost completely students of Coach Young, Coach Dixon, all coached by these coaches, the legendary Mingus Marauder coaches, and so far the old foxes have taken the advantage 14-0. However, it's not the coaches that play the game. It's got to be the kids on the field. So 14-0. We're going to take a break here in the Longfellow Excavating halftime report. When we come back, we'll go through what we need to see here in the second half for both squads when we return to Mingus Union High School after this.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
Well, the Mingus Marauders return to the field to the cheers of the crowd out here today, and the second half about to get underway. The Bradshaw Bears across the field all ready to go. In fact, I apologize for anybody that if we had a little bit of a technical issue there. It sounds like we have got our audio back. I want to thank our sponsor here, Longfellow Excavating, who is licensed, bonded, and insured, family owned and operated with decades of experience. So you want to call the former Marauder, which is Josh Longfellow, for any kind of a free quote. That would be drainage, grading, septic installation, and so much more. 928-300-3792. The keys to the game here, Nick Yatsinko. So what do you think Mingus has got to do to get back into this game trailing 14-0?
Well, I'd like to see the air game a little bit more from the Marauders. I think it's going to be really important to be able to throw the ball downfield. We've already had a 60-yard passing play, so that's huge. We've got to build off that, right? And then defensively, we've got to find a way to make Bradshaw punt the ball. I mean, they cannot just continue. They've already had 2 fourth-down conversions. One of them was almost a 3-yard conversion, and it was just a quarterback sneak. So if you're the Marauders, you've got to know that that's coming. We're going to have multiple chances to stop the Bears and to make them punt, and the Marauders are going to have to do that.
So if you are the Bears, what are you trying to do here in the second half? If you're Coach Young, Coach Dixon, what do you do in the second half to maintain this lead and try to expand it?
Yeah, I don't know that there's much that you need to do besides talk with your DBs on that huge passing play, right, that the Marauders were able to capitalize on. But offensively, they're working on all cylinders. I mean, really, they're just riding rickets right now. So offense, I'm sure, got some praise in that locker room. I know they only have 14 points, but a missed field goal, they haven't had to punt. That's huge. Those are a couple, like, low-key statistics that don't need points, but they're really good statistics still, because obviously the offense drove the whole field still. So if you're Coach Young or Coach Dixon, you're not making many adjustments to the offense right now. They're killing the clock, and they're running the ball really, really well, so they're looking like a well-oiled train.
Well, the most important thing for the Mingus Marauders now, this is the first time Mingus has been down at this point in the game. Okay, Mingus has not given up any points in the last 8 quarters. They have outscored their opponents 82-0 in the last 8 quarters. Marauders. And now they're actually in a dogfight and have found themselves on the wrong side of the fence, so to speak, down 14-0. So this will show a lot for this Mingus Marauder squad, whom I believe in. This squad has shown me that they know how to play Mingus Marauder football. They understand what 448 is all about. We saw it in that Payson game when they just give you everything that they've got available. Now it's going to be interesting to see how they can come out and make a difference in this game. I know that Coach Young, Coach Dixon knows that Mingus is not out of this one. There's a lot of football left to play here, and a 14-point spread in high school football can be absolutely nothing.
I mean, let's just go back this season to the Independence game. The Marauders had a fourth quarter that was one of the best in our history. We scored
34 unanswered,
34 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. So you bet Coach Young and Coach Dixon are over there telling that Bears squad, hey, this team has a chance too. And just like you said, that's a great point you bring up, Jackie. Marauders definitely not out of it. I will say this, we're lucky. The Marauders are lucky that they're only down 14-0. So that's what you got to build off of, right? If you're in that locker room at halftime, it's like, hey, let's not get down on ourselves. They drove the ball really well. They executed really well. Bradshaw's passing game, a couple incompletions, but they still got a big passing playoff. So they're executing really well, and we're only down by 14 points.
Well, not only that, but when you take into consideration that there was a questionable fumble deep in Mingus Marauder territory in which the Mingus Marauders came up with the ball, but they called the runner down, okay, but had that gone the opposite direction, whether he was down or wasn't down, okay, had that gone in the opposite direction, we'd be at a 7-0 game right now.
Right.
So this will be the Mingus Marauders coming out to kick for the first time. The Bradshaw Bears won the toss and elected to defer to the second half, so the Mingus Marauders will kick off. Camacho will kick off for the first time. Bradshaw's shown that they can run the ball in the offense, and a onside kick attempt covered by number 6 out there by Manning, and the Mingus Marauders will give the Bradshaw Bears great field position to start with. Mingus trying to catch the Bradshaw Bears a little offline here, and finally we get a little bit of wind for the game. At game time there was zero wind whatsoever. Old Glory now kind of flowing straight in toward the press box here and the cave at Mingus Union High School.
Yeah, breeze feels good.
So Bradshaw will start off with the ball here. 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. They go into a spread formation, 3 receivers to the far side, and they hand it off to Ricketts. Ricketts gets out of a tackle. His legs got completely taken away from him, and somehow he came down and gained his balance and was able to gain 4. How about that?
What a great athletic play by Ricketts. You saw it on your replay there. I mean, the big guy takes a big hit down low, and he's able to keep his feet. Boy, that's scary. But Marauders still do a good job of not letting them spring anything too big. And I don't want to jinx anything, but Marauders doing a good job of bottling them up.
Spread formation, same formation once again, 3 receivers to the top. And there's the handoff, and they give it to Ricketts. Ricketts this time spreads and will spin his way forward, and Jones helps him to the ground and kind of catches the tackle there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2.
And very, very similar to how the Bears started this game, in which it was just rushing play after rushing play after rushing play, and that's what they're starting here in the second half.
Except not at the same pace. The first half, that first drive was just all continuous, constant 2-minute drill. Wing formation now, man in motion. They're going to give it. He cuts up under. He's got a 1st down and a whole bunch more as he rumbles and stumbles through the line and gets down inside the 35-yard line. Give him a gain of about 12, and that's going to be Jordan Kelly.
And Jordan Kelly, just a junior for the Bears, so he'll be back next season. Quite an athlete out there, and Kelly does a nice job finding those open seams.
Well, apparently the Prescott squad is very senior-laden. Mingus and Bradshaw, not so many. One man in the backfield, and Rose is going to throw, and it's going to go outside to Stevenson, gets a block around the corner, and then rumbles down the field and is finally pushed out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. And that is going to be, well, Stevenson's going to pick up the 1st down and a whole bunch more. The original line of scrimmage was at the 33, so 22 yards off the pass out of the backfield to the wing. I like that. That was a good design play.
Yeah, it really was. Really, really fast. You get to see the replay here on VVTV. And, I mean, Grady does just such a good job of throwing the ball really, really fast, not giving the Marauders a chance to set up on that one.
So 1st and 10 from the 11, so Bradshaw can still pick up a first down. 2 receivers on the far side. Ricketts goes up the middle, bangs into the line, and then backs his way inside the 5-yard line for a very nice gain of about 7 or 8 to start it off, 2nd and short.
Well, and I'll say this is a crucial point to make is the depth that the Marauders have, Jackie. A lot of guys going both ways right now for the Marauders, and you can see their hands on their hips. I mean, this is a playoff-tested team. They've already played huge teams, and boy, this Marauders defense really winded right now.
Rose over center, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, and cutting back inside toward the goal, close to the goal, and in for the touchdown from 5 yards out is going to be Jordan Kelly on the run and the touchdown.
Yeah, well executed by Bradshaw and Jordan Kelly. How about that for your running back? That's exactly what you do, all young running backs out there. Just lower your shoulder pads and get into the end zone, and that's what Jordan Kelly does. And boy, again, I'll call them out on it only because I know they're working hard, but the Marauders real tired down there. A lot of guys going both ways, and this Bradshaw offense is executing really, really well.
That makes it 20-0 with Mitchell trying to add the extra point. 3 touchdown drives here for Bradshaw in the game. Good snap. Ooh, Mingus almost got to that one. Arnaudo was close, but the extra point was good. 21-0, 9:26 left to go. Mingus has got their work cut out for them. Here, they'll get the ball back when we return after this.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
For Mingus. All right, Bradshaw's going to kick off. Mitchell is set up to kick off again. He's been picking on Brulin, kicking it over to Brulin's side here, who's set up at the 5-yard line waiting. Bunch formation. The lefty puts a boot into it. It is tall, it is deep, and it is taken by Brulin at the 5-yard line. He has got blockers sitting out in front of him. He'll catch a block, and then catch a tackle by Mitchell. The kicker comes down to tackle him right at about the 25-yard line. So Mingus will get the ball 1st and 10 there, and got to see if they can flip the script here and figure out how to get downfield and put themselves on the board.
Yeah, and this is going to be a really, really big test for the Marauders offensively and almost as a unit totally, because a lot of guys going both ways. So a handful of our Marauders were just out there on defense, and now here they come on offense. Huge, huge opportunity here to go down and make a game of this.
Contreras goes way to the top. Wing formation. Dirkelek's now going to step back and go into a shotgun situation. He's got running backs on either side of him. There's the snap, and now he's looking to throw. He's got a defensive or a player to block out in front of him, gets around one man, and then throws it out of bounds, out of the pocket, so he'll throw it away to not take the sack.
Yeah, very, very smart play there by Dirkelek, and that's okay. That's the only time you don't get any yards that you can kind of just be like, all right, you know what, that works out well. He didn't see anyone downfield. Don't force anything. The last thing you want right now, Bradshaw's got a 21-0 lead. The last thing you want is to turn the ball over to him right now.
Well, speaking of which, there's been 0 turnovers in this game so far. 2 almost turnovers. Mingus almost had a fumble recovery deep in their own territory. And Dirkelek went up and almost got the rebound off the rim. I swear he went 7 feet in the air and almost picked that one off. That would have saved another touchdown. Dirkelek, he's got running backs either side in the shotgun, takes the snap, rolls to the near side. Now he'll pitch to the outside as Arnaudo, trying to get around the corner, will get hit and take it down at the 20-yard line. So the late pitch works out to be a -5 yards. Good defensive pursuit out there by Bradshaw.
Ouch, and that's one of the downfalls of that pitch play, as you're going to see on your replay here. To get the pitch to work well, you got to move backwards a little bit, and the Bears just do such a nice job of getting in the backfield, and yeah, boy, they swarmed Mackay on that one.
So, a loss of 4, not 5. So 3rd and 14 now for the Mingus Marauders. 8:30 left to go in quarter number 3. Mingus has got to dig deep in the playbook here, figure something out. Go spread formation. 1 back in the backfield. Durkalek waiting for the snap. He's got it out of shotgun. He's going to run. He's got some distance on the near side. He's at the 30, 35, 37, and out of bounds, and he picks up the first down. How about that?
Yeah, what a great job. And a couple times tonight we've seen our seniors come up with huge plays, and Durkalek does a nice job there. When you need a big play, your big-time players are going to come through, and that's exactly what just happened. You see on your replay there, Durkalek gets it, and he knows immediately. I don't even know if that's drawn up, but he just saw that open field and took it.
Well, it looks like Bradshaw was definitely expecting pass, and they had lots of defensive backs deep, and he was able to take advantage of it, and a good speed by Durkalek. 1st and 10 now. Mingus with the ball at the 38-yard line, their own 38-yard line, and we have got movement, and that might go against the Mingus Marauders. That is going to be a false start.
And we got to see Isaiah Latham and his defensive end have a little battle there. There were only 2 going on that play.
They were.
Pretty good form by Latham, too. It looked like it was going to be good blocking, although it was a false start.
Well, they might match up in wrestling later on this season. Who knows? So now 1st and 15 as Mingus is behind the sticks once again. Wing formation. Durkalek under center takes the snap and will hand it off inside, and a pretty decent scamper up the middle. And that's going to be Arnado as he'll get the 5 back and maybe 1. We'll see where they put it. They're going to put it at the 39. So yeah, he'll get 6 on the play.
And see, this is where your penalties are going to be crucial. Might not have been a big penalty, that false start, but that 5 yards, that's a great run. That's a great 5-yard run by Mackay Arnuato, and it really only gets us back to the line of scrimmage.
Mingus taking some time off the clock, too. 7:30 left to go in quarter number 3. Mingus, the Marauders, trailing the Bradshaw Bears by a score of 21-0. Machado's in motion, and there's the snap, and it goes to Arnado. Arnado is hit very quickly by number 71, and that's going to be Dylan, let's see, Bahastrehi, and that is going to bring up, might even lose 1. So 3rd and 10, maybe 3rd and 9. Well, it says 3rd and 9 out there.
3rd and 10, Mingus.
Oh, I stand corrected. It is a loss of 1. So 3rd and 10, the ball right at the 38-yard line. And so are we at the point in the game where you're in 4th down territory at this point?
I would say we are, Jackie, only because Bradshaw can control that ball, so we may not get more chances.
Shotgun for Durkalek. There's the snap, high snap. He brings it down. Oh, and then he gets tackled for a sack out there. And helping him back up is going to be number 41 out there? Is that Caleb Deacons?
Yep, sure is, and that's just a great play. Deacons does a good job, and you can hear a few folks yelling for a flag, but really Deacon does a good job of letting go of the shoulder pads, and he just uses the jersey to take Durkalek down. So looked like a nasty tackle, but Deacon eased up a little bit on that one. Nonetheless, a great defensive play by the Bears.
First sack, and you take a look at it, and the deep man for Bradshaw is now 60 yards
That's
back.
Incredible.
As Durkalek has had a great punting game. And, the snap goes over the top of his head, and he will get the snap blocked, and then he will pick it up and will then get tackled at the 1-yard line. So that was a comedy of errors out there as the snap went over his head. He was able to run it down, somehow grab it, and then pick it back up and then try to punt it, and then it got blocked, and then he was able to actually get it back and run it out of the end zone, and then check this out. He picks it up and then runs it back out of the end zone, but gets tackled right there at the 1-2 yard line. That might have been a better play to just kick that one out of the back of the end zone and take the safety.
Yeah, you make a really good point, because now Grady Rose and the Bears have about 1 yard to go.
And a 21-point lead, and there's going to be Grady Rose with the keeper off to the right-hand side, follows the guard in between the tackle, and picks up the touchdown, making it 27-0. 5:38 left to go in quarter number 3.
And what we're seeing is what we talked about in the pregame a little bit. We're seeing a very tested team here. And we're seeing Bradshaw, who has played formidable opponents, opponents that will be deep in the playoffs, trying to make a championship run, and obviously, Bradshaw is a very high caliber team as they take the lead 27-0 on the Marauders right now.
Extra point ensuing, and Mitchell gets it up, gets it through, and adds the extra point, 28-0. Mingus will get the ball back. A one-play drive for the touchdown here for Bradshaw, but Mingus will get the ball back. Special teams needs to give them good position. We're back after this.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern.
And Mitchell's ready to kick off here. Brulin's gotten all of the returns so far as they've been kicking it his way, and they're going to kick it his way again once again. He'll pick it up at the 7, looking for blockers. He tries the outside, cuts it back inside, gets around the corner. He's got blockers. He's got the sideline. He's at the 45, and he gets up to the 50, and that's the special teams that we needed as he was able to wind his way back through and put the Mingus Marauders at the 49-yard line. First time Mingus will start in Bradshaw territory.
Yeah, got to take advantage of this if you're the Marauders. Really good field position, and hey, we're gonna see the Marauders huddle up right now, and it's crucial that we get down the field and at least get a couple first downs to get some momentum on offense. And at the end of the day, we need some points. Need some points in this one.
Well, 5:27 left to go, quarter number 3. Bradshaw has shown that they can control the clock and control the ball. They are leading 28-0. First thing is Mingus got to figure out a way to find that end zone. Wing formation by Durkalek. He's got one receiver way to the top of the screen. Mingus in red going left to right across your radio dial. High snap. Durkalek's down with it. He's got blockers in front of it, and he will lean and guide his way across the 45-yard line. They may mark him at the 45 or the 46. They're going to put him at the 46, a gain of 3.
Yeah, that's a lot of hard work by Durkalek there. You don't ever like seeing your quarterback having to, take the load of work on, but Durkalek is an athlete and he can do it.
Well, the one good thing about running the quarterback is you have an extra blocker that way. Because if you hand the ball off to a running back, the quarterback's out of the play.
That's right.
So you've got 9 people blocking and 1 person running, and then the quarterback waiting for the next play. So the quarterback obviously gives you an extra blocker out there. Durkalek under center. Mingus loaded, and lots of movement out there, and we're going to see, I saw both sides move, but I think, we got one side saying that we've got a offsides or procedure penalty against the Mingus, and one side saying encroachment by the Bears.
And what I love is both sides, the players are pointing at each other, right? So Mingus is saying, that was Bradshaw. Bradshaw says it's Mingus, and the refs come together to talk about it.
And they're going to go encroachment. It's going to go against Bradshaw. And so Mingus has something finally go their way here. 3 penalties against Bradshaw for 25 yards. Mingus has 3 penalties for 13 yards. Accepted penalties. 2nd and short now. 2nd and 2 for the Mingus Marauders. There's the snap, and second back is going to get it, and looks like it's Brulin with the second effort, and he runs hard and runs straight. How about that? Picks up the first down. It is Brulin.
Yeah, very, very nice run by Brulin. I love the momentum he carries when he gets that ball. on that play, he was not going down at that line of scrimmage, man. Even if he got hit, he was going to keep going. And great sportsmanship out there by Caleb Deakins, part of the tackle, helping Marauder up.
So Mingus moves the chains, keeps the drive alive at the 36-yard line. Help of the 5-yard penalty. 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes left to go, third quarter. And there is the snap. First to it, back through is going to be Arnaudo. Arnaudo goes the opposite direction, gets off tackle, and picks up another 5. Looks like 5 as he's at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, that's a rushing play that we've been looking for all night, and a little bit of a late start for the Marauders, but boy, better time than ever. They got to get some points on the board, and Mackay and the offense are finding a way to get this drive moving along. I know they had help with a penalty too, but
looking down on the sideline, it looks like Dixon is got his pads off. You had made mention he came out of the game earlier on defense. Wing formation now for the Mingus Marauders, 2nd and 5 from the 31, and first back through is going to be Arnaudo, who runs into a pile and then gets pushed back, run back, pushed way back, and they're going to give him forward momentum to the 29, so give him 2.
Yeah, I love the competitiveness there by Mackay. He's not going to go down. Fortunate enough to see the replay on VVTV. You'll see he hits the hole hard, and he keeps going. He's going to get a couple yards, and he's not going to go down. I love it. Great competitiveness. And him and the Bears kind of point at each other on that one. They say, hey, nice run. He says, hey, nice tackle. Or nice
third
try.
and 3, 3rd and 4, maybe a long 3 out there. Shotgun formation now for Derkelek. He's got 3 receivers, 2 to the bottom. There's the snap. He looks to throw, and he does throw. Throws the ball up for Camacho, and it is broken up. No penalty flags out there, so Mingus goes for it all from the 29-yard line. And Camacho tried to go back over the top of his defender, kind of like Contreras did earlier in the game. However, that's going to bring up a 4th and 3 now for the Mingus Marauders.
And I imagine we're obviously going to see the Marauders try to go for it, especially with only 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third quarter. This game is going by fairly quick.
Mingus trailing 28-0. It's been a ground and pound game for both squads out here, although Bradshaw's done most of the grounding and pounding. 4 receiver set, got a spread formation. Mingus in shotgun. There's the snap, and it looks like Derkelek's looking to run, throws the ball downfield and overthrows his would-be intended receiver, Contreras. Contreras had kind of stopped, and Derkelek threw it to the back of the end zone, so that's going to be a turnover on downs, and unfortunately, it looks like Bradshaw's going to hold on that one.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it was a miscue or maybe Derkelek had some pressure there, but you can see Contreras and Camacho, they wanted that ball up in the air much sooner. You're going to get to see the replay here, so Derkelek's going to scramble out on this one. I love the play setup. Mackay's going to block for him. And yeah, so you see where Derkelek jukes. He loses that, few seconds, and what he's trying to do is he's trying to buy time to throw the ball downfield.
Well, I think Derkelek wanted to run the ball. I think that was his first option. And speaking of run, there goes Ricketts with another run. Jones gets a hold of him. They stuff him up for a 3-yard run at the 32-yard line.
And here come the Bears in that rushing attack that they have is, wow, so tested and executes so well. Coach Bob Young over there on the Bradshaw Mountain sidelines has got to be happy with his offense so far tonight.
And his defense is pitching a shutout. Wing formation now, man in motion, and there it goes. Cutting up underneath and finding a way forward for another 2 yards. Out there is going to be Jordan Kelly, number 12.
And we're not going to see any type of hurry-up offense from the Bears at this point in the game. They're real content just letting the clock roll down as we're just at about 1:20 left in the third quarter.
3rd and 5. 28-0, the Bradshaw Bears over the Mingus Marauders so far. Mingus had a drive, stalled out on downs. They had a field goal blocked as well from 29 yards out. Wing formation, there's the handoff. Nope, it's going to be Rose. Rose is going to keep it. He throws it downfield, and it's picked. Did he stay in bounds, though?
I think they're waving him out of bounds, and wow, what a...
That was Durkalek that came up and got that pick.
Man, what an effort there. Durkalek comes up with the ball. So Marauders quarterback out there showcasing his hands as a DB. Almost had an interception earlier in the game where you said that was almost like a box jump. He got up there like 7 foot, and right there comes up with the interception, except doesn't stay in bounds.
Here's something we haven't seen, a punt formation out here from Bradshaw. So Mingus is going to get a stop. There is the punt, and it is going to be short. Mingus is going to let it bounce. It's going to bounce and take a sideways run and get down at the Mingus Marauder 35-yard line. Decent field position for Mingus with 45 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. But Mingus with the stop, trying to see if they can get some momentum and get themselves back into this game. We're real close to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first 3 and out for the Marauders defense, making the Bears punt, and it's a huge win for the Marauders defensively. It really is. Comes a little bit too late in the game as we're almost into the 4th quarter already. But, hey, you never know. The Marauders can find a spark on offense, and they're going to have to score 2 more times.
Well, interesting enough, Bradshaw's gone for it on 4th down twice. They are 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions here today. But they were shorter 4th down conversions, 4th and 1 and 4th and 3. Mingus comes out, spread formation. Arnado's in the backfield with Durkalek. The men in red going from left to right across your radio dial. There's the snap, high snap. Durkalek cuts it up under and then loses his balance and then unfortunately rolls up on one of his offensive linemen.
I think it's going to be Cam Davis. Thankfully, he's okay because you hate seeing that. And I saw exactly what you saw, Jackie, and you got to see the replay right there. You see it, Durkalek just loses his feet a little bit, rolls right up on Cam Davis, but they're okay. I mean, just a little bit of a mishap on offense, but thankfully, whenever someone rolls up on another player like that, it can always be dangerous.
Well, 13 seconds left to go. We're going to see if Mingus even gets a play off before we get to the 4th quarter. 7 seconds, Mingus trying to get to the line, but they're in no hurry. 3 seconds, there's no way they're going to get lined up in time, and there's the end of the 3rd quarter. So after 3, the Bradshaw Bears pitching a shutout against your Mingus Marauders, 28-0, 4:48 4th quarter coming up after this.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettle's High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders!
Back here at Mingus Union High School, Mingus has the ball. Not the lead, though. 2nd and 11 from their own 34-yard line. 4th quarter just underway here. Bradshaw with a 28-0 lead. Bradshaw, 10 men in the box against a spread formation. There's the snap, high snap. Durkalek comes down with it, throws it up, has a man, and it just overthrows it. But on the rush out there was Contreras. Contreras got behind the defense and certainly had something going there.
I'll tell you, that's a really well-drawn-up play. Coach Montebaya's out there, and I absolutely love the long shot downfield, and what a great ball by Durkalek. I mean, he really aired that one out, tight spiral, and that was a 40-yard in-the-air throw, and just overshoots Contreras.
Yep, just needed a little bit more air, not quite as much distance, a little bit more air under that. But here's what impresses me. Contreras blew double coverage through that and got behind him by 5 yards, 4 yards out there. 3rd and 11 now. Mingus in a wing formation. Durkalek takes the snap and will roll to the near side. He's got one blocker in front of him. He's got lots of pressure. He's going to skimmy all the way around. Now he's going to throw the ball to the near side. It comes to Contreras. Contreras gets hit and pushed out of bounds, and it's going to be a completion back to the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th down. I imagine Mingus punts at this particular point, but Camacho catches the ball. I may have said Contreras, but Camacho catches the ball. Durkalek out here by like Tyler, the Mingus, or pardon me, the Arizona Cardinals cornerback scrambling in the backfield, going back and forth, and all of that good stuff. So he gets a completion, but negative yards. Durkalek back, gets a good snap this time. Oh, and the punt is blocked. And Bradshaw will fall on it on the 21-yard line. That is the second blocked kick. So special teams coming alive out here for the Bradshaw Bears.
Yeah, in the beginning of the game, it was Marauder special teams, but, you know, the stamina and endurance right now, Bradshaw is clearly a playoff contending team. And we're getting a dose of what it would be like if we made playoffs tonight. Really, really tough Bradshaw Mountain Bears team. The Marauders find themselves in a 28-0 hole.
Well, Mingus next week goes on to play at Coconino. And Coconino, as I understand it, talking to the coaching staffs, Coconino's for real. This is going to be another wing T formation kind of offense who is big, burly, and likes to run the ball down your throat. Rose, 2 receivers to the near side, takes the snap, hands it off to Ricketts. Ricketts finds his way through the middle and is able to scamper inside the 10, keep his balance, and goes down at about the 8-yard line. And Ricketts is slow to get up, and he is gimping a little bit. We're going to see if Coach Young wants to take him out.
And I'm sure he is, and there he goes. So Ricketts will tag out. They'll get another running back in there. It's a really hard run, and boy, kudos to the Bears and their coaching staff over there. Ricketts does such a nice job executing all night long, so yeah, you don't want to see him get hurt.
Well, 12 yards on the carry and a 1st down for Ricketts. And shotgun formation out there for Rose. Rose is going to keep it himself. He'll dive up through the middle, tries to keep the legs running, and Mingus will deny him and push him back. Contreras with a little extra push at the end. But he's going to get forward progress down to the 5-yard line, so give Rose 4 yards on the carry.
And that's just going to continue to eat the clock. Already under 10 minutes left in the game. 9 minutes and 45 seconds left, and the Bears just content, getting in the huddle and letting the clock tick.
Well, certainly so, especially when you got so many players going 2 ways out there. Camacho's going to end up on Mitchell on the far side. Rose under center, 1 back in the backfield. There is the snap. They're going to give it to the second back, the wing. Coming around the corner is Stevenson. Stevenson diving for the end zone, and he is going to be short. Good defensive effort out there by the Mingus Marauders to keep him out, but it's going to actually behoove the Bradshaw Bears. It's going to be 3rd down, and they're going to probably wind another 30 seconds off the clock inside the 1.
Yeah, really, really good point, Jackie. It's almost like you just want Bradshaw to hurry up and score. That way you can get your offense back out, and instead they go down at the 1-yard line, and another play and another 30 seconds will come off.
Under 9 minutes, 8:55 left to go, and there goes Rose. Rose stopped initially, and then second spur goes through, and then a penalty in the end zone, and I think it might be after the touchdown, though.
Yeah, they're going to call the Marauders on a late hit here. Grady Rose was clearly in the end zone, and definitely a little bit of frustration on the Marauders' part. Just I'll say a finished tackle. It wasn't like anyone did anything deliberate out there, but obviously once Grady Rose gets in the end zone, you got to let go of him. And the Marauders kind of stayed through that tackle and getting called on that one.
They're going to mark it off, I'm going to imagine, on the kick. Yep, they're going to mark it off on the kick. So now we go for the extra point. The 1-yard run by Rose, more of a plunge. With the clock at 8:50 left to go, the score at 34-0. Bradshaw bringing in a late player. And the kick by Mitchell is up and good. 35-0. It has been all Bradshaw here tonight at Mingus Union High School. Mingus is going to get the ball back, trying to save some face here and get on the board. We'll be back to Mingus Union High School after this.
Two things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
All right, Mitchell, a kickoff for Bradshaw, and the late hit penalty will be assessed here on the kickoff. That puts the ball at the Mingus Marauder 45-yard line. So if you're going to do an onside kick, this would be the time to do it. And instead, they're going to kick it deep, and this is definitely going to be a touchback as he actually puts it through the uprights out there. So Mingus can get the ball at the 20-yard line. They'll have a long field, but they will have the ball, and Mingus has got to figure out a way to drive the ball. As my cohort in crime here, looking up some scores. What kind of scores you got there, sir?
So we got a update in the Prescott versus Flagstaff game. Prescott 48, Flagstaff 7. And that's in the third so far, so that's what Prescott playing really, really well. The last update from AJ, Apache Junction 7, Pawson Butte 14. And then Lee Williams leads Cocoa at the half 14-0.
Ooh, unexpected. And, Mingus jumps. And that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Mingus. That'll be the 5th penalty against Mingus. Mingus had done really well on penalties, now up to 33 yards of penalties on 5 penalties. And Mingus is behind the sticks again. 1st and 15 from their own 15. Mingus needs to put a drive together here. They've got to find some confidence here, because they're going to be going up to Cocoa next week, and Cocoa is also going to be a formidable opponent. There's the snap, and a fumbled snap, and unfortunately Dirkelek's going to lay on it, and going to bring up now 2nd down and 15.
And there we go, Wallowitz tagging out Cam Davis on the line of scrimmage. A little bit of a switch up there. And yeah, Jackie, you know, we haven't seen a game with this many fumbled snaps, I don't think. So you'd like to see that clean up a little bit. That's 3 tonight so far. And
well, Mingus has been able to get beyond it.
Right.
And not able to do so here tonight. Mingus has given up 33 points all season long. They've given up 35 here tonight. Dirkelek looks to take the snap. He does. There's the handoff. Brulin on the right-hand side following his blockers. Kind of gets around the corner, but not quite. And thrown out of bounds out there by number 15, who is going to be Caden Martinez.
Yeah, Bradshaw does just such a really good job of getting to the edge. You can see our pulling guards out there. You got Wallowitz and Hernandez pulling out, and the Bradshaw Bears defense are just waiting for him. They're waiting for him. So they do a really good job on that edge. The Marauders just went a 3rd and long, really dug a hole for themselves. And offensively, I know these players, a lot of them have been going both ways. And boy, what a night it's been if you're a Marauders defender, because Bradshaw has just been driving and driving and driving all night.
3rd and 15 from the 15 for the Mingus Marauders, from their own 15, that is. Wing formation, man in motion. And there's going to be the end around, and it's going to be Contreras who gets a little trickery, and he'll get up to the 21-yard line. Give him 6, and that'll be the first carry for Contreras this year.
It still ends up being 4th down for the Marauders, and yeah, I'd imagine we'll see a punt here. At this point, we may see Bradshaw substitute a few players to get some reps to the younger guys. And if you're the Marauders, I think you got to leave everybody out there and get these reps because, like you said, we're in a Grand Canyon region play, and I think Bradshaw is for real. I think Bradshaw is a playoff contending team. This game doesn't paint the picture of the entire Grand Canyon region. Marauders still have quite a chance to bounce back in the region and have good region games coming up.
Durkalek back to punt. Last time he got his punt blocked, and there comes the flag, and that might be a delay of game. So Mingus moves it back on purpose to give the punter a little more room, right?
That's right. Durkalek is really finding himself to be quite the punter tonight.
Except for the one he just got blocked.
Yeah, you take away the blocks, and he's a collegiate level punter.
All right, so Mingus now at the 16-yard line, their own 16-yard line. Durkalek had one snapped over his head as well. This one is a decent snap, and he gets off a poor punt, and it is going to end up covered by the Bears. It really doesn't matter, right at the 15-yard line. So maybe we should have gone for it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, throwing the ball downfield for an interception might have given us a little bit more breathing room than that right there. And it looks like it was blocked again. You saw the replay there, and that was a Bradshaw Mountain Bear hand up. So that's going to be, I think, 3 punt blocks on the night.
One field goal. One field goal attempt.
That's right.
2 punts. So the line of scrimmage at the 16-yard line, and Bradshaw takes over with a 35-point lead. And 6:46 left to go on the clock. And a touchdown here puts Bradshaw into a continuous clock. There's the handoff. Mingus is able to gather it up from behind. Good penetration by the Mingus defense, but a 1-yard gain.
And we are seeing Caden Martinez take over the role as the Bears quarterback, number 15. And just a junior, I would imagine he may take the reins as the starter next season, and that's why he's getting his reps in here tonight.
2nd and 8 from the 14 now. 2 backs in the backfield. There were 3. So number 15's in there and number 20 is in there. Well, 15 is going to be Martinez, the quarterback, and he hands it off, and trying to find his way and weave his way through the defense is going to be number 41. 41, and that's going to be Deacons. Deacons gets a carry out there.
Yeah, that's just that rushing game by the Bears, and here we go. It started, they almost ate the entire first quarter, and the fourth quarter is following suit. The Bears have had the ball for quite some time, and just at 5 minutes and 30 seconds in counting.
3rd down now. 3rd down and about 6 from the 11-yard line, and looks like the quarterback is going to get sacked out there, so that's going to be a positive for the Mingus Marauders as Lathan gets in, and a 6-yard sack on, 5-yard sack on Martinez. How about that?
Yeah, I'd love to see Isaiah Latham in the backfield, one of the Marauders' top offense and defensive linemen all season. You can see on your screen he's out there with Glassman, Cam Davis, and Big Nicholas Choate. And boy, Jackie, these guys have worked hard all night. I mean, there's no lie about that. Bradshaw is a playoff type of team, and we got a lot of guys going both sides of the ball.
Well, it looks like Bradshaw's going to go for it. They split out 3 receivers to the near side. Man in motion, and there's going to be movement, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty for motion against the Bradshaw Bears. One of the linemen started to pop up like, you know, one of those frogs. Just did a little frog jump.
It was subtle. It was subtle. I didn't quite see it, but the teams were pointing at each other. So
you're an offensive lineman. You don't see stuff like that.
That's right.
You know?
On purpose.
Exactly. You're immune. You're immune to the movement.
That's selective vision.
Right. And then when you get married, it's selective hearing. Okay, same formation out here. 2 wings, 2 receivers to the right. Man in motion, and it is going to be going the opposite direction. And Jones, what a great tackle out there. Grabs a hold of number 20 and throws him backward. And that's going to be Zamora. And That should be a turnover on downs. However, we're going to get a motion penalty before the play, so Mingus doesn't get the ball back. Oh, no, they're going to decline it. They do get a chance to decline it, so Mingus will get the ball on downs at the 23-yard line. They actually gained 7 yards by playing defense.
Yeah, and there's definitely a curious piece of me, Jackie, that wonders why Bob Young and the Bears didn't go for the field goal there. But obviously, going for it on 4th down, the Marauders come up big, and that's a huge stop. Another win for the Marauders, because with very few wins in this game for the Marauders, and I mean technicalities and drives and all that stuff, we'll take what we can get.
Mingus has the ball inside their own 20. First and a long ways to go, trying to get rid of the shutout, and they're going to hand it off to Arnado. Arnado ends up spinning and backing his way up for 3. Under 4 minutes left to go. Mingus might want to go into hurry-up mode here just to practice it.
Right. That's a really good point you bring up. You never know when you may need that hurry up. We saw Bradshaw open the game with that, and it really put the Marauders on their heels and ate up an entire quarter, a 19-play drive, and they did that in hurry up, and Marauders seem to be just huddled up, and at this point, you might just be going for execution, right? So you're in the huddle, you're talking to each other like, hey, who's going to get this guy on this play? Who's getting this guy? Because you're trying to make something happen.
3:23 left to go. Mingus taking their time getting this play off. Durkalek's got 2 backs in the backfield and looks to run it, runs it, and will get himself out to the 24-yard line, so a gain of 1. The hole was there, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, nice stop there defensively by the Bears, and just real short yardage gains for the Marauders. Continues to eat the clock as we're just under 3 minutes left in this game. And boy, Bradshaw, we're going to talk about it in the post-game show, Jackie, but this is an impressive Bears team.
Well, I knew that they had a tough schedule, and their 2-3 record did not define them as a team. And we've certainly seen that here tonight. Mingus now spreads it out. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the bottom. Durkalek in shotgun, waiting for the snap, and it's over his head, and it's bouncing at the 25, or down to the 5-yard line, and he tries to kick it into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown, a defensive touchdown. It rolls into the end zone, and then is covered out there by the Bradshaw Bears, and that's going to make it a 41-0. 41-0. What a comedy of errors on that play.
Yeah, it seems like
there is a flag down, though. They may actually get him for kicking and give him a penalty where the ball was touched.
I wonder if maybe that's a safety then, like an automatic safety, if that's what they're going to go with. But you can see the refs laughing out there with them. So obviously there's a little bit of light humor out there to lighten the mood, because it was a very cattywampus play.
Cattywampus?
I love to use that word. Not many chances I get with that one, and that one's for sure. It seems like tonight the punts are either amazing, really good special teams plays, or we completely fall apart on the punts and it goes in 3 different directions.
So they are calling it a touchdown. It's illegal kicking against the Mingus Marauders. They're going to assess it on the kickoff. The touchdown is now good, a defensive touchdown. And the extra point waiting to ensue by Mitchell. And the lefty gets it blocked. Lefty gets it blocked out by the Mingus Marauders. Special teams finally steps up, and with 2:17 left to go, it's 41-0. And so at least we don't go into continuous clock. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
of the kick, the block of the kick by Durkalek. How about that? So he tries to kick it out of the back of the end zone for the safety. Isn't able to get that. It dribbles in for the touchdown. But he gets to block the extra point, though.
So he tried to kick the ball out of the end zone. He's been great at punting and kicking it and then blocking kicks. He's all over the kicking plays out here.
All right. And there is the kickoff, and that's going to be a line drive taken by Contreras. He caught it. I'm amazed he caught that thing, but it will be a touchback. Holy cow, that is a kick. That line drive kick took 1 second off the clock. So it went 45 yards in 1 second. How about that?
It went faster than our cameras could catch it. You see it on the replay there. That was such a line drive kick.
You know what that's called? Faster than the speed of digital.
Well, the Bears have showcased a lot tonight, including faster than the speed of digital.
There we go. So it remains 41-0. Mingus has one more offensive drive out here. They go with spread formation. Durkalek looks for the snap. This one's good. Takes it, comes to the near side, looks to throw the ball, has to avoid. Now he's going to run. He's got a wide open territory on the opposite side. He gets a block from Machado, and they're going to throw the flag. Oh, my goodness. So Durkalek would have picked up a first down, except we're going to get not one, we're going to get two. So it's one flag is a flag, two flags is a flock. How does that work?
They landed really close to each other too.
Okay. So he picked up the first down, so it should be, I'm going to guess it should be like 1st and 9.
1st and 9.
See, that's what it is. So he picked up the first down, but it came back by 10 yards. So how about that? Durkalek picked up 11 by switching the field. How about that? But only gets 1 yard out of it. How about that? Okay. So now 1st and 9 for the Mingus Marauders, and there is the snap, and it's going to be a good run. Right-hand side, Arnaudo, and will he get out of bounds? Yes, he does get out of bounds all the way up at the 37-yard line, and that'll be a first down and then some.
And that's a really nice run by Makai Arnaudo. And if you're the Bears, earlier in the game, the Marauders got away with a little bit of a late hit out of bounds, and I think the Bears just return the favor there as they bring Makai to the ground, right on the sidelines, though.
But Mingus moves the chain and stops the clock. Mingus also has 3 timeouts. And so Mingus trying to save a little face here. 1:34 left to go on the clock. 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Durkalek under center. Waiting for the snap, takes the snap, hands it off. There goes Arnaudo. Arnaudo rumbles, stumbles up forward, and picks a pretty decent game of about 6. That'll get the clock moving, though. Mingus has the ability to use those timeouts.
Yeah, I'd like to see the time.
And there's one.
Getting them. There we go.
There's one, but 1:17 on the clock. Could have saved a few seconds if we took it a little sooner. Nonetheless, 41-0, timeout on the field. We're going to go ahead and leave it here. Old Glory not moving at all. Do you put the ball up in the air? Because you got to imagine that, you know, Bradshaw's going to be in more of a prevent defense at this point.
Yeah, even though they're going to be in prevent, I still agree with that. I think you put the ball up in the air. You're trying to get points, right? I mean, you said earlier, you're trying to save face. It's a nice little rivalry that Mingus and Bradshaw has been going over the seasons, and it looks like after 17 seasons of Mingus playing Bradshaw, looks like tonight Bradshaw will even the record out at 9-9. Right now, the Marauders have the edge. It's the Marauders with 9 wins and Bradshaw 8. However, looks like Bradshaw Bob is going to tie the record tonight, and that'll move Coach Bob Young to 4-1 versus his Mingus.
Bradshaw Bob. Bradshaw Bob? You mean Mr. Miyagi?
Mr. Miyagi?
Yes, Mr. Miyagi.
Bradshaw Bob.
Yes. 42-yard line, 2nd and 5. 1:17 left on the clock. Shotgun for the Mingus Marauders. Spread formation. Durkalek waiting for the snap, takes the snap, hits high. He gets it though, has a little time, runs up the middle, and then gets dragged down for about a 4-yard sack behind the line of scrimmage, and that's going to hurt time too.
And that's going to be junior Alan Menchaca with the tackle. Number 55 for the Bears does a really good job just staying with it. I mean, Dirkelek's trying to move around, trying to find someone open downfield, and you'll see the replay here. Isaiah Latham's blocking him, but Menchaca just stays with it, and then Dirkelek comes right up, and it's a good tackle.
3rd and 9 for Bradshaw. Approaching 40 seconds left to go in this one. 3rd and 9 for Mingus, pardon me. Bradshaw with the lead, 41-0. Dirkelek waiting for the snap. Under 30 seconds now. High snap, steps back, and he's going to come to the near side. And now he's going to just have to run it, and he'll get out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So that's going to bring up 4th down as he'll gain 2. And maybe 4th and 7 out there for the Mingus Marauders.
And you saw him being chased. You're going to see the replay here. For those of you who cannot watch and are just listening, Dirkelek gets to the edge, and he's got big James Giggy right there. And I would not want to run into James Giggy. Is on the roster, it says 6'2", 230, but he looks 6'3", and he looks 330. He's a big guy, and I would not want to take a hit from him.
I think he's grown this year because the coaching staff for Bradshaw said he was 6'5", so... Could be the last play, 4th and forever with 20 seconds left to go. And they're going to throw the ball down the field, and it's going to get picked off. Intended for Camacho. Coming the other way is the Bradshaw Mountain Bears, and there's going to be, he jumps over a tackler. Arnado and Camacho finally end up tackling him. 5 seconds left to go, and there is a probably a block in the back out there at the 45-yard line. Number 21 as Joel Dean gets the interception over from the safety position as Dirkelek unable to drop that one into the basket there for Camacho.
And that's going to be the end of this one there. The Marauders trying desperately at the end to get some points on the board. I'd love to see the shots taken downfield, and boy, I'd like to see Camacho wrap him up there. I know he was supposed to be playing wide receiver, but that one came back, and at least Mingus took him down, didn't let him get any more points on the board. And I'd imagine we'll see the Bears come out and take the victory formation and take a knee.
Certainly would expect so. 5 ticks left in this one. It has been a rough game for the Mingus Marauders as they get into Grand Canyon region play. They are going to mark it off for a 10-yard block in the back. So the 5th penalty against Bradshaw for 40 yards. Tight formation, victory formation, and there's the snap, there is the knee, and that's going to be the game. All right, so Bradshaw ties up the series 9-9, and the Mingus Marauders fall to 4-2 on the season, losing to Bradshaw 41-0 here at home. We're going to take a look at the scoring and individual stats when we return for the Gettles High Desert Mechanical postgame show coming up right after this.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
People often refer to Larry Green Chevrolet as the people place. Keeping that reputation is a priority in the community, and with every customer that comes through the door. Larry Green Chevrolet, we're better and we'll prove it. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, van, or SUV, you'll find our selection extensive and the sales team professional and courteous. Visit Larry Green Chevrolet just off Highway 260 next to Walmart or LarryGreenChevrolet.com.
For 30 years, Roxu screen printers have provided Northern Arizona with clean, crisp, quality screen printing. They work with you to make the right choices in creating the right artwork and message to put forth your best image. Choose from brand name products and even fashion-forward designs, including caps, tees, sweatshirts, polos, and jackets. Make Roxu your choice for work and sports uniforms, workwear, resort wear, and more. Find out more at rokzootees.com. Roxu screen printers in Cottonwood, where clothing comes to rock.
Two things we can count on every year.
A new set of tax rules and great weather here in Northern Arizona.
Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, locally owned and operated by Lewis Rice since 1997, is here for you all year long.
Your neighborhood Jackson Hewitt Tax Office will help you in all of your taxing situations.
Electronic filing is always free with your tax preparation at Jackson Hewitt Tax Service.
Get more in return. Call 1-800-234-1040 for an office near you.
Call Rick or Scott Stokes at Sun Country Custom Woodworks about cabinets for every purpose and every budget. Sun Country Custom Woodworks can custom build cabinets for your dream kitchen or bath, adding tremendous value to your home. Organize the garage and store stuff right with a call to Sun Country. And ask about money-saving options, including modular cabinet choices. You know, your cabinets may not be from this century. For ideas, start at suncountrywoodworks.com.
Back here at Mingus Union High School, the final score 41-0. The Bradshaw Bears taking it to the Mingus Marauders here tonight. It was all Bradshaw. It was a Bradshaw all the time. Pretty much game first quarter, 2:49 left to go. A 96-yard drive. 19-play drive, finishes in a 6-yard run by Ricketts. The extra point by Mitchell was good. Second quarter, 8:56 left to go. Mingus gets a stop with a 30-yard missed field goal by Mitchell going to the far right. It was still 7-0. Second quarter action, 6:15 left to go. A 32-yard field goal attempt by the Mingus Marauders blocked. The first of 3 blocked kick attempts here in the game. 2 punts blocked and the field goal attempt blocked, and it was still 7-0. Then with 49 seconds left to go, a 3-yard run by Ricketts and the extra point by Mitchell was good, and that's kind of where Bradshaw almost took 2 quarters to start to break this thing open, and that's where it started to break open for Bradshaw, 14-0. Third quarter, first drive for the Bradshaw Bears here in the third quarter. A 5-yard run by Kelly with the extra point by Mitchell was good, and it was 21-0 over the Mingus Marauders. Then a 5:38 left to go. This is where things started to break down by the Mingus Marauders. A 1-yard keeper by Rose, and that was a 1-yard drive. That was after a punt attempt. So the snap going over Dirkelek's head. He was able to somehow find the ball, get it, and then attempt to kick it, and then he got it blocked. And then it went up in the air and came down to him at the 1-yard line. So then he tried to run it from the 1-yard line and got tackled at the 1-yard line and unable to advance it. So a 1-yard keeper by Rose and the extra point by Mitchell was good. It was 28-0. And then fourth quarter, 8:50 left to go. Another 1-yard dive by Rose makes it 35-0 after the extra point. And then another high snap covered in the end zone after Dirkelek attempted to kick it out of the back of the end zone, and he got penalized for kicking. But he was the punter. He was supposed to be kicking, right?
He's trying to just do anything he could to avoid the touchdown, and then Bradshaw ended up getting it anyway.
Right. And so then the extra point was actually blocked by Dirkelek. So 41-0 your final out here, and it was pretty much all Bradshaw. However, there were points in this game that it was a lot closer than that. A very close. The ball came out with a drive by the Bradshaw Bears inside the 5-yard line. We thought Mingus had covered it. Bradshaw thought Mingus had covered the fumble. Mingus thought Mingus had covered the fumble. The only people that disagreed were the referees, who said that the runner was down and they gave the ball back, and it was first and goal from the 6, and the next play was a touchdown. So that was one. If that had gone Mingus's way, it would have been 7-0. However, the second drive, where the Bradshaw Bears scored in the first half as well, Dirkelek, an almost interception, goes way up in the air to get it. Had he intercepted that ball, then the second touchdown in the first half would not have happened. We could have been 0-0 here at halftime.
Very well, or could have had a lead if any of those bounces went Mingus's way, but they didn't. And Bradshaw just showed such persistence all night, too. It seemed like even if we had caught some of those breaks, they were just so persistent in driving that ball, killing the clock out. They moved down the field with such great execution, which is expected. Coach Bob Young and Neil Dixon on the defensive side for the Bears, who were with Mingus for a very long time. So they're coaching their old team and their old players, right? And Coach Montembaez. So those guys know the tricks. They know how it works. And I'll tell you, the most impressive thing that I saw tonight was Bradshaw open up with a 19-play drive. Not only that, but it was, like you said, methodical. Is the best word you could use for that, because it was. They were in hurry-up mode. They knew exactly what plays they were going to run. It didn't even look like they were looking at their wristbands.
No.
Back in my day, we had our wristbands. You'd yell at the play. They were right at the line of scrimmage, ready for the next play.
But every single one of those plays was Rickett run, Rickett run, Rickett run.
Right, that's right.
So it was Rickett run left, Rickett run right, and I mean, he carried the ball the first 9 plays of the game. Poor kid. I mean, that's certainly a lot of work. All right, 41-0, your final score here. When we come back, we'll look at some individual stats as the Ghettos High Desert Mechanical post-game show continues.
Yavapai College has many degree and certificate programs to get you on track to a rewarding, well-paying career in a variety of industries such as healthcare, manufacturing, construction, elementary education, and art. Fall semester starts on August 15th, so there's still time to register. Visit us online today at yc.edu/admission to connect with your future career.
The right vehicles, the right people, the right price. Make Jones Ford of Verde Valley the right place to buy. Choose from our new in-stock Ford selection or custom order just the way you want it. Buy pre-owned with peace of mind with Jones Ford's lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. Plus, drive a little, save a lot. Jones Ford is your tax advantage destination. So, for the right vehicles at the right price, make the right choice. Jones Ford Verde Valley, family owned and operated for over half a century. Just off I-17 in Camp Verde.
All Price Insurance on Main Street in Cottonwood is your local insurance provider for personal and commercial insurance. Call and compare 23 insurance companies for home, health, auto, RV, motorcycle, boat, or ATV. Specialty insurance and insurance bonds are no problem at All Price Insurance. Call or visit All Price Insurance today.
Choose the region's most comprehensive heart program. Choose care close to home. Choose world-class surgeons. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
Choose precision. Choose innovation. Choose robotic-assisted knee and hip replacement. Choose Northern Arizona Healthcare.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tandy, owners of Taylor Waste.
We're homegrown in the Verde Valley and nearly your last local choice.
We want to be your first choice for residential and small business garbage service.
Get a free month service when you make the switch to Taylor Waste.
And enjoy monthly service as low as $16 per month.
Visit TaylorWaste.com for more information.
Or to start service, call Taylor Waste at 649-2662.
Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs.
Well, welcome back for the end of the Ghettos High Desert Mechanical postgame show. Jackie Bessler, Nick Yatsinko along with you here. Grady Rose had a pretty efficient day, 5 for 7, 104 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions out there. Stevenson 0 for 1. That was the one that almost got picked off by Durkalek. So get your quarterback out there playing defense. Well, that's okay. Ricketts turned around and played defense too. Right. So it was definitely Ironman football out here, as both squads accustomed to playing a lot of players going both ways. Gabriel Ricketts ended up leaving the game, getting dinged up at the end. Hopefully he's going to be able to return and play, because he is a pivotal point for the Bradshaw Bears. He ends up with 25 carries and 148 yards, 2 touchdowns in the game. Grady Rose added another 24 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jordan Kelly added 6 carries and 24 yards, and then we had lots of other players with rushing yards out there as it got spread out a little bit. Mackay Stevenson ends up with 1 reception for 22 yards, as Martinez ends up with 2 for 31 yards. Mitchell had that 50-yard bomb, and he ends up with 2 receptions for 51 yards. Mingus offensively, not able to really get anything going. Durkalek ends up 2 for 8 on the game, 59 yards, and had 1 completion for, well, -1 yard to Camacho. The other completion for 60 yards out to Contreras, and Contreras got tripped up. Man, if he was able to actually break away and make that a touchdown run, that would have been a different way to play the game out there. On the ground, Durkalek had a tough day. 12 carries, 21 yards. Arnado ends up the leading rusher for the Mingus Marauders, as he has got 10 carries and 36 yards, no touchdowns. Nobody had touchdowns for Mingus out here tonight. Bruland ends up with 6 carries for 8 yards, and Contreras gets his first carry for 6 yards out there. So the Mingus Marauders on the ground, accustomed, they've got 1,300 yards rushing in 5 games. So that's better than a 200 yards per game average. Mingus ends up with 29 carries, 71 yards on the ground, and another 59 yards in the air. So Mingus held to under 130 yards, and most importantly, held out of the end zone. No points. Had a blocked field goal, had 2 blocked punts, had a punt covered for a touchdown, a defensive touchdown for Bradshaw out here today, and Mingus just never was able to get anything going.
Right, and at the end of the day, what we're seeing is this is what the playoffs will bring. If Mingus can get into the playoffs, this is the type of caliber team we will see. Really big teams. Bradshaw is big. They didn't have a huge depth chart. Like you said, we saw a lot of players going both ways, but they execute very, very well. Very well coached, persistent. Their players they got some size to them, speed, obviously endurance and stamina. We saw quite a bit of hurry up from Bradshaw tonight. They tried different things that you're going to see in playoffs. So Marauders really got to toughen up. A lot of Grand Canyon region football still left to be played.
So Mingus falls to 4-2. Bradshaw evens their record at 3-3 on the season, and of course goes 1-0 in the Grand Canyon region. Now Mingus will be on the road to Cocoa, who is, in my opinion, also a pretty tough team who beat a pretty strong Apache Junction squad. They've played a lot of really tough teams in the, if you will, games before the Grand Canyon region. That's our opponent on the road in Flagstaff next week, and playing in Flagstaff is always a different scenario. However, they got their hands full here today.
Right, and they're playing Lee Williams tonight, and still the latest in the third is 14-0. Lee Williams over Coconino. So if Coconino's hard, and they played AJ really hard, AJ's down to Poston Butte right now, 21-7. And remember, AJ's ranked number 7 right now for 4A.
Right, exactly.
So we got some tough competition still in Grand Canyon region coming up with Coconino. Lee Williams obviously having the lead on them tonight shows that Lee Williams is for real too. Mm-hmm. So quite a few teams battling for Grand Canyon region. And then another Grand Canyon region game tonight, Prescott and Flagstaff. And still the latest on that one is Prescott 48, Flagstaff 7. So Prescott handling business.
Well, Prescott's for real, and that is a heavy senior-laden main squad for the Prescott Badgers. Now, on top of that, we're going to be on the road at Coconino and then home again 2 weeks from now on the 28th. And that is going to be homecoming for the Mingus Marauders, hosting against those same Flagstaff Eagles. So we got to go through Cocoa, and then we host Flagstaff. So we're going to take care of Flagstaff in the next couple of weeks here in the Grand Canyon region. Well, it didn't go Mingus's way here tonight, but a lot of lessons learned for the Mingus Marauders, and still 4 more region games left in the 2022 season. Mingus falls to Bradshaw 41-0. However, on the road next week at Coconino, who is once again losing to Lee Williams right now 14-0. So anything can happen in 4A Grand Canyon region play. We will look forward to talking to you from the road next weekend, next Friday night from Coconino. Have a great night, everybody.
This has been the post-game report brought to you by Gettles High Desert Mechanical Heating, AC, and Plumbing Specialist, online at GettlesHDM.com.
Starting in the late 1920s, Grandpa Gettle and his brothers laid the groundwork for what would become a family legacy. Almost 100 years and 100 patents later, Gettle's High Desert Mechanical continues to raise the bar of quality heating, cooling, and plumbing products and services in the Verde Valley.
Call Gettles High Desert Mechanical Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing at 567-2200 or online at GettlesHDM.com, providing solutions for your comfort. Don't settle, get Gettles, and go Marauders.
This has been a presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting Sports. Any rebroadcast or use of this broadcast without written permission from Mingus Union High School or Yavapai Broadcasting is expressly prohibited. Mingus Marauder Football is brought to you by Jones Ford Verde Valley, Arizona's best since 1970. State Farm Insurance, Jennifer Griffin. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Taylor Waste, service tailored to your needs. Rock Zoo Screen Printing, where clothing comes to rock. Longfellow Excavating, we dig your ideas. And Northern Arizona Healthcare, improving health, improving people. Your 2022 Mingus Marauder Football is also brought to you by these fine businesses. Reese's Tire and Automotive Tire Pros, 3 generations here to serve you. Larry Green Chevrolet, the people place. All Price Insurance. Call 634-2311 to get your quote. Gettles High Desert Mechanical, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Don't settle, get Gettles. Your Neighborhood Rice Accounting and Jackson Hewitt Tax Services. Sun Country Custom Woodworks, serving all of Northern Arizona with commercial and residential custom cabinets. And Yavapai College. You can, we can, together. Tune in for details on the next Mingus Marauders game on Verde Valley TV and KYBC.